evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere of Space Coast Tar. I almost forgot the word premiere. Space Coast Tar Heels football on the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski, Derek Smith, Caleb Brown with you live from Titusville tonight, where the 1-0 Tar Heels will take on the 0-0 Port Orange Stallions. And the Stallions, of course, will be playing in their first game tonight. I don't know anything about them, so we're going to learn about the Stallions together here tonight. Coach Derek Smith, the Tar Heels go on the road last week. They get a big 22-16 win as 18-point underdogs, and here they are tonight for their home opener.
Yeah, I mean, what I'd heard is they were picked to lose by 18 last week. I just got done talking to one of their coaches. They said that Smith came in and debuted for quarterback for them. They had lost their rankings. They were up there in the rankings, but their offensive coordinator was no longer with the program, so they dropped in the rankings. Everybody thought they were going to take a big L last week, and they said that Smith came in and performed phenomenally and did a great job at quarterback last week. And really that's what they're looking for tonight is another performance by him to lead the program and really show that their offense is still going to be a powerhouse offense like they were last year.
Coach Smith is referring to Jarris Smith, the big 6-foot, 250-pound quarterback out of Hollywood Hills, out of Miami, Hollywood Hills High School out of Miami, and he'll get the start tonight. For the Tar Heels, though, at least, Coach, for the year and a half or so that we've been broadcasting games together, it's always been about David Dye's defense and creating turnovers. Speed, speed, speed.
Yeah, David Dye does a good job of getting guys excited to get to the football. Turnovers have always been the capitalization of his defense. He creates a lot of movement up front. I think David Dye does a great job with his defensive linemen. He also, coaches high school. He coached at Palmy High this year, and I think Palmy High had a very good defensive line, an excitable defensive line, even though they didn't get a lot of wins. But I think that's what he's going to bring again is that excited defense. They're going to get to the football. They're going to rally, and if they get up in that turnover margin like they have in the past, I think we're going to be good. The one thing I'm noticing during warm-ups, though, is I'm seeing that there doesn't appear to be a kicker. It seems like they're having kicking tryouts. And, we've had many discussions. We've had many discussions how special teams can really hurt you. And I really wouldn't want to see this game come down to a field goal because if it comes down to a field goal, the Tar Heels could be in trouble if they're holding kicking tryouts right now.
For those of you local, you'll hear a lot of local names you may be familiar with tonight. Ricky Kendall might be one. How about Hampton Hunter? How about Aaron Bradley? How about Rick Rivers from the Cocoa Tigers and those state championship teams, Coach?
Yeah, another name on there that a lot of people recognize from down south area of the county is Dietrich Witherspoon. Dietrich Witherspoon was a great running back for Heritage High School. Not only played running back, was a linebacker for them. I think he plays defense for the Tar Heels, but that's another big name that likely that's coming off that roster.
Dontavius Elmore, Josh Rodriguez, all playing on Coach Mark Lucas's roster. He is the head coach. Coach or player owner Roger Lewis, Matt Parsons. Looks like they need me to come kick, says Aaron Leonard. All right, I can see your comments tonight. Let me apologize right out of the gate. We don't have an elevated position tonight, so we are on the field. So if you have any complaints with the camera work, meet Caleb in the parking lot afterwards, then you can let him know.
The one thing I will say, though, this is the best view in the house when you get down on the sideline like this.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Might be not the best view to broadcast this game, but I'm really liking this view. I'm getting up close. I'm getting to smell the action. It's good stuff.
And I noticed the Tar Heels hired the best officiating crew. Here you go. We had to get that in just because they won't tell us to move 3,000 times.
So it looks like the Tar Heels have elected to receive. They're going to take the ball first. And we're going to see the first opportunity at special teams to see you open up this game and for the local debut of the Tar Heels.
Now, it's three of us. We'll try to move the camera as much as we can tonight. But keep in mind, between the three of us, we're pushing about 750 pounds. So we ain't going to be moving that quick.
Well,
set the kickoff.
Yeah, you might be getting old. I feel like I'm young still.
Oh, no, I got you. What state? We're in, Eric, we are in Titusville. What is this?
This would be the Titusville Recreational.
Where Titusville Terriers play youth
football.
The youth football
park. It's.
They are moving to Vieira High School, though. Steve.
Yeah, I think.
Coach.
February 20th is their next home game. I think they're playing here for February 20th, but after that, their home games will be moved to Vieira High School Stadium.
I couldn't be more ecstatic about that for several reasons.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, to me, it's good. It's good for these guys to play on a bigger field and have an opportunity to play on, under lights that are a little higher. More importantly, to have a nice stadium and just an opportunity to feel more pride in their program with the atmosphere that they're playing in.
Total Leather, we're underway. That's a good kick. Be fielded at the 5-yard line by Jalen Ben. Ben gets it out to the 30, 35, and the Space Coast Tar Heels will take over first and 10 at the 35-yard line. The Tar Heels in black, moving left to right on your handheld device. The Port Orange Stallions decked out in all white tonight. Coach, what I know you were down there talking to the coaches before the game. What do you know about this style of offense? Do we know anything yet?
Well, I know it's very similar to what they had last year. They're trying to throw the ball, put the ball in the air a lot. They want to establish the running game, but it's still a spread offense where they're putting the ball in the air. But we're going to see it. Again, this is we're used to seeing Parsons at quarterback. Now we're seeing Smith, and I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table.
Jerry Smith back in the gun formation, pistol gun. He's got number 0 back there with him. That's Antonio Miles out of Lake Brantley High School. 4 wide receivers. Check that, 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, they got
Miles
tight end
moves
set left
to the right.
Well, they come right out of the gate
drop
passing with a
throws,
stop
complete.
route.
Nice catch by the tight end. That's number 88, Marcus Jackson. Check that, the wide receiver out of Kissimmee. He went to UCF, Coach.
Yeah, that was a good all they did was run 4 stops. All 4 receivers did stops. Quarterback did a good job finding who he was supposed to. I like that as an opening play call. It allows him a safe pass. It was a nice, easy pass. He found the hole in the zone. That's a good first down play.
All right, 1st and 10 here for Jerry Smith. Antonio Miles in the backfield. Same formation. They showing blitz, and they're going to create a false start penalty here. It'll be 1st and 15. Back them up 5 yards. That's the one thing. When are you guys doing Michigan City Wolves High School basketball? Dante would love to come up and do some Michigan City Wolves High School basketball. What do you say, Caleb? It's a nice little car ride. I miss all those guys down here.
So they're lined up in the
I
same
do.
formation, tight end set left.
Jerry Smith turns, gives
Little
to Miles.
zone.
I like the call. Tony Miles picks up 3, 4.
Yeah, it's a nice little zone play off the right-hand side. The one thing about the spread is everybody thinks it's a pass-orientated offense when it's really not. You're still trying to establish the run. You're just spreading the offense out to create more gaps in the defense, and you have to be able to really be almost at least a 60-40, if not 50-50 type team to be productive in the spread offense.
What are you?
We're about 50-50,
All
Coach.
right.
Yeah. Believe it or not, we're about 50. I think if you go look at most of the teams in the county that run spread, they're almost all 50-50. Most of them aren't close to 60-40.
Yep. Jerry Smith out of Miami, Florida, the quarterback. He's got Tony Miles to his left. Smith drops, looks, fires, caught. Down the sidelines here. Can't see it. Our apologies again. It is the issue that we have here. So we're going to move down. Bear with us. I'd like to welcome in Donna Rogers, Chris Cook.
Yeah, that was a nice little out route by their slot receiver. Same. So now he's got 2 catches. That's his 2nd catch of the night. Looks like we've got a nice little rhythm between him and Smith.
Yep, no doubt. They are quickly approaching the red zone. We've got whistles and a timeout on the field. Space Coast takes a timeout as we move the camera here. Bear with us again. We are at a youth football field, but we do have field vision. You won't miss any plays, I promise. You're just going to have to tolerate the motion sickness.
It happens. If not, we might have to string a cable up here next week and run the old cable system the NFL does.
That's it, right? Or get one of those trucks. What's that? Might do that at halftime.
So it looks like Parsons is calling the plays right now, which, maybe right now I think is a great idea. He commanded the offense last year, and being a play caller right now, I think it's a good thing for the program.
Look, these are grown men, so there's no secret in the room. The offensive coordinator left just prior to the start of the season, so kind of left them in a bind. So Parsons, I think it's great that he's taken over play calling duties. Jerry Smith, the quarterback, he's got Tony Miles to his left. There's a different look. Miles throws. Those quick hitches, they're working, Coach.
Yeah, it's a nice little shield. We call those shields, or we call them little wide receiver screens. But all it is, the outside receiver drops back. The inside receiver is supposed to block, and I think it was a good completion for about 3 to 4 yards. That is the spread's version of toss sweep.
Yep.
The old toss sweep, that's what the spread does to try to keep everybody honest.
Please don't ask me how much time is left because I have no idea. The scoreboard is not working.
We will get a sundial out here in a little bit and start keeping time with the sundial.
You know what, Coach? I like those uniforms. I was looking at their logo today as we were doing. Those are some nice-looking uniforms.
The little sublimated, flashy ones by the Stallions here.
Yeah. That's Javon Wallace right there, the defensive back for the Stallions. He's going to man up with Montel Billingsley out of Francis Marion High School. Jerry Smith, the quarterback. Smith, a big man. 3-step drop, throws, nice ball, throws. I like the play call. He put that ball, Coach, only where Marcus Jackson could go get it.
Smith, the one thing I'm noticing right now is Smith does have an electric arm. I mean, he's got a strong arm. He throws good balls. His balls have got a tight spiral. He's definitely capable of being a 25 to 30 pass a game guy, no doubt.
At this rate, 40.
Yeah, no doubt. The one thing I'm noticing is even though they're getting a little man coverage right here is they're giving outside leverage to DBs, which means the inside posts and slants could be open. I wouldn't be surprised if Parsons sees that here and calls a little post for his receiver here soon.
2 men in the backfield now. Joining Miles back there is Jalen Ben. Ben out of Liberty. And that is Ben. And that Stallions defense quickly disrupts that play. It's almost as if they knew what was coming. Tyler Chrisleib out of Halifax Academy pushes back the Tar Heels for a loss, and that'll bring up 4th and 10, Coach. We were talking about the kicking game during the show, during the pregame show, what little pregame show we had here, 4th and 11 now. Obviously, this is a kicking situation for semi-pro football, so to speak. But the Tar Heels, they don't have that kicker.
Yeah, if you don't have the kicker, obviously this is, most cases this should be 3 points being put on the board. So, unfortunately, they're going to have to go for it. But I will say Smith does have the arm to try to make up for it 11-yard right now.
Jerry Smith from the gun. Turns, looks, fires, throws. Caught! Touchdown! Space Coast Tar Heels!
And
Jordan Mullins.
That's that post route I was talking about. So,
Jordan Mullins with the touchdown. Beautiful pitch and catch, Coach.
Yeah, so they came right back to the post, I told you. So what's happening, people out there, is the Stallions are running man coverage, but typically in man coverage you got to take away the inside routes and cause a quarterback to throw the outside. They're giving outside leverage, allowing the post route to be wide open, and that's what they came back to. Parsons, as the offense coordinator, found it. Smith threw one heck of a strike to the post route. And there we go, touchdown, Tar Heels. Great job.
All right, pending the extra point here, we'll update the scoreboard coming up. And again, Coach, no kick. They're going to go for 2 here. They play NFL rules. This time, for the first time, Coach, we see Jerry Smith under center. Turns, gives to the deep back, and that was red from the get-go as Cameron Harris out
great
of Tusculum.
Second effort. That was absolute great. I mean, he was hitting the backfield.
He got in.
Yeah, he got in. He was
my
hitting
bad.
the backfield.
I thought he got stopped short.
Excellent second effort allowed him to get in the end zone.
My bad on that one. I looked down, Coach. 8-0 Tar Heels on top. This old Coco Tiger helmet there on the head. That is Abdallah Wiggins. Abdallah Orlando went to Oklahoma University. And the Tar Heels are set to kick off here. Be like backyard football with no kicker. Just throw it up.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, the old just throw it in the high as you could.
Throw it as high as you can, right?
And hope that you got your guys down there on time. Yeah, believe me, I remember those days. Stallions I tell you, they got a good-looking athletes out here. Let's see if they can answer what kind of style offense they're going to run. I think we're going to have an inconsistent kick, so it looks like we're not going to be sure where the ball goes.
All right, and that is why that'll go out of bounds right here in your living room. So it'll be 1st and 10 from. They're playing NFL rules. It'll be the 40.
Yeah, and again, that if that's the case, that could cost you coming out on the 40.
All right, so for the first time tonight, we'll see the Port Orange offense.
All right, looks like they're marking the ball on the 35.
35, okay. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Stallions from the 35. They trail 8-0. An opening drive touchdown. Quarterback is number 4. That's Dylan Ramirez out of South Daytona, Florida. He went to Monroe College. Ramirez from the gun. Bad snap. Taken by the running back. Missed tackle. Running back cuts it up. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. We got a flag flying in. Usually when you have that many flags, Coach, it's a defensive penalty that far into the run.
Yeah, the one thing you can see, though, off that run is correct me, number 1 again, what was his name?
Zy Q.
He definitely has the speed to get to the outside because that play should have been stopped in the backfield. He squares his shoulders up fast. He definitely has a breakaway speed, so we got to really watch out as a defense and not let him get to the perimeter.
We'll see who this is against here. The Stallions were confident that it was against them. They've come all the way back. We'll see what the white hat calls. And it is indeed against Space Coast. Yeah, generally when that happens that far into a play, it is against the defense. Let's move it up, Caleb. We can walk right down the sidelines here. That's a big one right there, Coach. They take over on the 35, so you got to figure that's a 15-yard penalty there after a gain of 15. That's a 30-yard play.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, and that's what the Stallions really needed to be able to open up their drive is come back with a big run combined with a penalty, puts them deep in Tar Heel territory already.
Dylan Ramirez, Zy Q. This is Q with it. And this time in the backfield making the stop, number 9, Dwayne Jackson, the linebacker, gets in there. And this time Q does not slip the tackle of Jackson. Let's move up a little further.
Now, the key to that there is if you notice, and the one thing that the Tar Heels did a great job last year is they gang tackle. They bring 4 or 5 guys to the football. And bringing 4 or 5 guys to the football, you're not breaking tackles. And if you're not breaking tackles, it doesn't matter how fast you are, you're not getting to the perimeter.
Yep, no doubt. All right. 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1. Moving on up the field here. Now, the scoreboard is on somewhat.
Well, it's showing 0 to 88 with 88
right.
seconds left on the game. So something just tells me that's not right.
Yep, nope.
Wide set 2x2. Quarterback flash fakes, pulls it, keeps it. The reason why he kept that is the DN went upfield, so he's reading the defense end. And that's about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
But I'll tell you what he better do next time. He better tuck that ball away.
Yeah, and he ran a little gingerly when he stepped up in there. He wasn't looking. To me, that tells me he's not a runner.
Might have been a busted play, too, of some sort. And we've got a player down, and it is a Tar Heel. I'll tell you what, let us regroup here. We're going to step aside real quick. We'll be back after these words from, I guess, me.
Hey everybody, Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network. For the best in local Space Coast sports coverage, log on to Facebook and follow us at Brevard Sports Network. If you're looking for top-notch youth, high school, and college coverage, once again, Brevard Sports Network on Facebook. You'll see interviews, broadcasts, game previews, game recaps. You'll see it all. Once again, Brevard Sports Network on Facebook.
Hi, this is Michelle Rycroft with Beach Wave Volleyball Club, and you're watching Brevard Sports Network.
Thanks to Michelle Rycroft. The Beach Wave Volleyball Club director. her 15 Elite team today went 2-1 in Daytona. We'll be back there first thing tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Live coverage here on the Brevard Sports Network. And I'll tell you the one thing, Coach, that about these guys, and I think people need to know, is that these guys, they have full-time jobs, they have families. When they come out here and they get injured, they're pulling their own insurance card out of their pocket.
Yeah, they're not getting paid to play this game. You know, everything they do is for the love of the game when it comes to this. They're sitting a paycheck. Most of these guys still have to put their 40-hour weeks in, still have to find a way to practice. So anytime we do see an injury, this could not just cost you in the game of football out here. This could cost your livelihood a little bit, you know, because you don't have time to work. So we definitely don't ever want to see injuries out here on the football field at any level, but especially out here when these guys have to go back to work.
Yep.
And stuff.
That's Elray Mixon carried off the field there. Hopefully Elray will be okay. 3rd and 5, so a big third down here for Space Coast, the first of the night. Dylan Ramirez. Ramirez, 2-3 steps, throws. Nice job, nice catch. He was not down. And you know what? That's going to be a touchdown. And I'll tell you what, Coach, he landed on top of the defensive back, got up, and scored. So that is a touchdown.
Yeah, that's one thing. To anybody out there watching, this is NFL rules. NFL rules state you are not down until either an elbow or a knee, hip, something touches the ground. And like you said, he landed on top of the defender. Therefore, he was able to continue to run. The one thing that is not very,
can't give up on the play
is that you normally see the Tar Heels run to the ball and gang tackle, where you didn't see very many Tar Heels running to the ball in that play. They assumed their teammate made the play, and I guess they were wrong. But I promise you this, Coach Dye will have a conversation with those guys.
He's having it now. All right, 8-0. Tar Heels on top as the Stallions look to match with 2 here. Quarterback rolls, throws, nice job. Threw back across his body, Coach, and the conversion is good. So we are about 7 minutes into this one, and we're all tied up 8-8.
Yeah, we're tied 8-8. Both teams run the same type offense. They're both spread offenses.
Don't do anything. Let's back up now while that's up so people don't get motion sickness.
I think the difference between the two offenses right now is I think the Stallions probably have better skill guys right now or more athletic skill guys.
Yep.
Whereas the Tar Heels, I think Smith is the better quarterback. I don't think the arm of the Stallions quarterback is anywhere near what Smith has. But it looks like the Stallions are probably going to have a better run game that out of their spread. So it's going to be an interesting game right now. Which defense makes the adjustments and which defense rallies to the ball and starts stopping the other team's offense.
A tale of 2 spreads tonight, Coach.
Yes, sir.
That's what we'll call it.
I think one thing I am noticing, though, is what the athletes for the Stallions appear to be playing both ways. That could, the conditioning's got to get you in the semi-pro level. It's not like these guys are, coming home from work, going to practice and putting in mileage out there and running.
Right.
So the conditioning does catch up with you in the semi-pro level.
Right. Thank you very much. Mr. Hagan says, good job, sportscasters. Appreciate the compliment. This is old school. I like this, to see the guys get down in a 3-point stance on the kickoff. Number 85 puts toe to leather. That is Michael Sweeney. And that's Ben. Ben gets outside, Caleb. And right there in your living room is Jalen Ben. Caleb was nice job, buddy.
Ben is an exciting runner, I can tell you that. The one thing Ben has, he's quick. He makes good cuts. He's low to the ground. I think it's, again, maybe getting the ball in his hands could be the exciting spark that we need on offense also.
Oh, I will. Caleb said we got to let him know, Coach.
Hey,
on that
I was
one.
tapping his shoulder on that one. Look, being a coach, I've been on the sideline many a time where I forgot to get out of the way, and a mosh pit of pile comes in and takes your legs out. It's not the most athletic look that I'll have either when it happens.
Player that got hurt was linebacker Elray Mixon for Space Coast, for the gentleman asking. This is 1st and 10. Excellent return by Ben. Ball's at the 45. Harris, the quarterback, from the gun, turns, gives to Tony Miles. Miles will be stopped. And I think you're right, Derek. Coach, they are really reading that run out of that formation.
Yeah, the Stallions are selling out on the run. That's the one thing is that the man coverage you're getting, they're literally going man one and man zero. What we saw there was man one, which means everybody else's eyes are on the running back. They're not going to get beat by the run right now. But that cost them the last drive. I think what we're going to do is, again, we're going to see Parsons call another pass plays, probably attack the middle of the field again where there is some weakness, and we'll see what they got.
He's constantly been throwing to number 88, so keep your eye right here in the slot. That is Marcus Jackson from UCF. Jarris Smith, the quarterback. Smith, and there is. He drops back to throw, looks, throws, across the middle. That's an incomplete pass. Pass intended for Josh Rodriguez, the wide receiver, 5'9", 155-pound wide receiver out of Astronaut High School. I like the throw, though. Look, it's an incomplete pass, and what I mean by I like the throw is that ball was only where Rodriguez was going to be able to catch it. So very accurate so far is what we've seen from
he's accurate, very strong
Jarris.
arm. I think the difference there is the coverage the Stallions came out with there was a man two, but they put two safeties, which was telling Parsons they're not going to give up the middle of the field if they're keeping two safeties there and running man underneath. The one thing about man two is, though, there was only a 5-man box, 4 D linemen, and 1 linebacker in there, which now in the spread offense, that is checked to a run. You got to kind of see that check to a run because the 5 men in the box is equaled by your 5 offensive linemen, and you should be able to handle that. And if you go look again, Stallions are giving them a 5-man box again.
They got that nickel. They got the nickel in now.
Yeah.
Harris back to throw, steps up. He's going to be sacked, brought down on the play by DeMarco Terry. Terry blitzed on that one, Coach.
Yeah,
they sent the DB.
They was fast off the edge. They're trying to mix things up on defense. But, again, the typical read, and I think, Parsons will probably have a conversation with Smith at the end of this series, is if you got a 5-man box, regardless of the down and distance, you really should check to a run play. Let your 5 offensive linemen block the 5 men in the box, leaving, your tailback free to try to get to the second level off of safety. So I'd like to see that adjustment happen as they go in deeper into the game.
Robert Owens, the running back, is back deep to punt, and we've got some confusion here. This is the one they had to take a timeout. This is the one thing the Tar Heels can't do. We talked to Roger Lewis last night. We asked him, Roger, what is the one key to the game for this team above and beyond anything? And interestingly enough, Roger said to stay together and not get down on each other.
You got to. I mean, it's one of the things these guys got to remember is they're not practicing 4 or 5 days a week with each other.
Right.
So chemistry isn't easy to come by. And the one thing you can use to destroy chemistry would be negativity. Just understand it's a long season. It doesn't matter how you start out the gate. It's whoever crosses that finish line is what counts.
Shane says, who's this quarterback? Where's Matt? Parsons is actually calling the plays. Here's a punt. Oh, my goodness, that's a great punt. Nice job. And this will be downed at the 21-yard line by, probably should have let it bounce a little bit more, Edward Dufresne. Actually, the decision was made this week, Shane, to start Jarris Harris. Harris came in. Coach, you tell the story.
Yeah, he came in from Miami, and last week when Parsons was suspended, I think not suspended, but he had to skip a game for some reason.
Right.
I don't understand the reason.
Roger said he was suspended.
Okay, so he's suspended. The Smith came in. He came up from Miami, and they said he had a phenomenal game. They were picked to lose by 18. Their offense came out and looked tremendous. And to me, it's one of those opportunities. Well, if you look great last week, it's kind of like you shouldn't lose your position if you just had a great week. So they're giving him a second week to see what he looks like.
The voice you hear in the background is that of defensive coordinator David Dye.
Lined up at another 2-by-2 set.
Turns. Quarterback's going to keep you better. Ooh, right in your living room with the big hit there. Number 29 for Space Coast. And I don't have a 29. Got to get the name on that truck right there that just laid that hit. 2nd and 5, though. They still picked up 5. Big hit. Give is to the running back. Nowhere to run. And the high snap cost them on that one.
Yeah, the Stallions are struggling with this snap right now. Their inability to get a clean snap is causing a quarterback to jump up in the air. And when you're jumping up in the air, you can't flash fake. You can't look downfield. So that's killing them right now.
Cameron Henderson, step up, Caleb. Cameron Henderson on the tackle. 3rd down, critical 3rd down here. Passing situation. Quarterback looks to throws. Coach David Dye asking for a flag there. Coverage by Edward Dufresne. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Stallions in an obvious punting situation here.
Yeah, definitely, with special teams are important. Definitely punting situation right there. I think what Coach Dye needs to see on that play is they did have a drag route coming down the middle of the field that was wide open. They do recover the deep routes, but I know Coach Dye saw that drag route, and he'll go back and cover that next series.
Troy Hurd. Thank you, Cliff. Troy Hurd is number 29. We got a timeout on the field here. So with a timeout on the field, there's about 7.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. We're tied up at 8-8.
Well, it's important here that we don't jump off sides and give them a free 5, which could possibly be a first down. We're looking at about 5.5 yards for the first down. And then know that we're getting the football. Don't make any crazy moves trying to, receive this punt. Just make sure that, you got the punt coming in your hand. Let's put the balls in Smith's hand and try to move the ball next series.
Donald Clark Jr. will check in at Graceland University, Compton College as well. And there is Troy Hurd right there on your screen. And punting situation back deep is Tony Miles.
This is when we got to be safe on a punt return. They could come at us with this punt return and knock the 3 of us over.
Bad snap.
That's a bad snap, but they got an athlete with the ball.
They got a chance to pick. No, they
Great
don't.
Open field tackle.
And Space Coast. That's as good as a turnover.
Yeah, that is a great open field tackle right there. That is probably the Stallions' best athlete with the ball in their hands. That is a big defensive play right there.
1st and 10 now for Space Coast, just outside. We're broadcasting. Yeah, we got you. I just didn't want you to call me a coach.
we got to give the referee the line.
Get a penalty.
Referee is like he does not want us to get run over. That was a great play once again by Dufresne. So Smith's coming out. It looks like he's in a 2-by-2 set with a tight end set right, tailback set left. Little zone play off the right side. They're trying to still establish that run about 4 yards. I think that's a good first down call.
Tony Miles carrying the baggage tonight in terms of the ball and the running game. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Yeah, he said, Coach, I didn't want to get him a penalty.
Yeah, we don't want to get the Tar Heels a penalty. We might get knocked around if that happens.
2nd and 5. They've only been under center once, and that was on the conversion. Play action, throws, and that's the first really errant pass we've seen from Harris tonight.
Yeah, it's a quick little stop routes again. That's what he opened up the series with when he had the scoring drive with stop routes. Threw it a little wide, but the receiver turned to the inside, and I wonder if it's a little communication between him and the receiver, whether the receiver should turn in or out on that stop.
3rd down 10, ball squarely on the 15-yard line of Port Orange. About 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play. This is obvious 4-down territory for Space Coast. Harris wants the ball. He'll get it. Turns, gives to Tony Miles. Miles cuts back inside, and he secures the ball. I'll tell you what, that's the Tar Heels have been prone to turnovers. We've seen it. And Miles doing a good job protecting the football on that play.
Yeah, that's good. Again, that's another second effort run. He was definitely stopped for about a 1 yard gain, but a second effort got him another 3 yards. So we're looking at about 4th and 1.5, 4th and 2.
Ball on the 11 and a half yard line. And we'll see what the play call will be here. The formation remains from the shotgun. And Port Orange is forced to take a timeout. Steve Rodriguez, I believe, probably back to calling, along with Matt Parsons, calling the offense. Head coach Mark Lucas, defensive coordinator David Dye. And 12 people on the field. That's why they take a timeout. I'd like to welcome in Robbie Spoonhour, Eric Vital, Nick B., Donna Bolanich, Simon Williams, David Bazer, Kim Rice, and Ryan. Alex Goins, Ruben Tristan, Costin Anderson, Cliff Speed Limit, Les Benice, Mike Torres. I'm sure I butchered half your names. But welcome. Why can't you have a name like Smith?
Smith is an easy one to pronounce, trust me, but I've done it wrong a few times myself. So catch me on the wrong day, I might mispronounce my own name. This is good play call right here. I heard the play call in the huddle.
What is it? What's it going to be?
Now, it looks like Smith's checking out, but they did have a quick hitch called.
He is audibling.
He's definitely checking out. He got a black call.
He's going to keep it himself up the middle, first down and more. So they'll have more than enough for a Tar Heel first down. And that's exactly, Coach. He was comfortable. He saw that gap and took it.
Yeah, so, again, they're keeping the two safeties set. By keeping the two safeties set and they walking those linebackers out, it leaves gaps in the middle.
Right.
It leaves the middle of the field is open for the run game. He checked into a quarterback run, put his shoulders in there. He knew he had to get the first down. He did a great job.
1 minute to go in the first quarter. We're all knotted at 8 here. Space Coast scored on their opening drive. This is their third drive of the night.
Two-back set. Last time they had a two-back set, there was a run play called, and they had about a 5 or 6 yard loss on the play. So let's see if they improve here. Quick play action pass.
Under pressure, and he'll be brought down, tucks the ball away. The sack will officially go to Jonathan Norman, the 5'10 defensive end out of Ormond Beach, Florida, attended Seabreeze High School. That could be the final play of the first quarter. We'll see here. Now, here's what's going to happen. It will be, it looks like. That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. So what we'll do is we'll step away, and we'll come back with the start of the second quarter. You're watching the Space Coast Tar Heels football on the Brevard Sports Network.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. I also want to take this opportunity to thank some of our great sponsors like the Mortgage Depot and Supreme Title. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
Fresh 15 on the clock, second quarter underway, 8-8, Space Coast and Port Orange first or second. And second and, what is that, 10? Second and 10, why are the sticks down? They're outside. Oh, they lost yards. Second and goal from the 14. Second and goal from the 14. This is Tony Miles into the end zone for a Tar Heel touchdown. Great block up front, Coach.
Great blocking up front. They brought the bigger fullback in on this play. The big fullback led up through the hole and gave Miles a big, nice open play. That was a lead play out of the two-back set. Good job.
I believe.
That's Mr. Moore that came in at fullback.
Was it?
Number 4. Is that Mr. Moore, I think?
Cameron Harris or Lorenzo McDowell.
So
I got 2 4s on the
yeah,
roster.
It's hard to read.
Well, it's got to be Lorenzo McDowell because McDowell's 225.
Oh, it looks a little bigger, 225.
Yeah. Straight up the middle. This is Miles again, and Miles in for the extra point. And with 14:53 to go in the first half, 16-8. Space Coast on top as you see Tony Miles showing it to the camera. Good drive, good answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Absolutely good answer. Now we're up by 8, which is a good series. We've seemed to have found ourselves a little bit on defense, so this is going to be a good series to test ourselves. If we can force a punt this series, offense comes out with a rhythm again, we could start building a lead that cannot come back on.
I'd like to welcome in John Turner, Big Man Collins, and Brandon Brown watching Dominic Fragamini, Kayla McNaughton. Glad to have a clock back. 16-8 is our score. Let's kind of head down this way a little bit, guys. And again, folks, we apologize for the constant movement of the camera, but there's no elevated position with which to broadcast from here. And so you only have to tolerate this for this game and the next game, and then we'll be in the press box at Vieira High School and back to normal broadcasting. There's a kick straight up, total leather, literally total leather. Number 18, that is Taekwon Austin. Austin tries to get around the left side. He does. He's got room. That's a flag. That'll be a hold. It's coming back, and here comes another one. That one is thrown from US 1.
Yeah, that's the hit that we just saw was an unprotected player. That's on all 3 levels of football now. You just can't crack back on somebody who's not paying attention, and that's what just happened. Stallions tried to crack back on the Tar Heels.
How do you feel about that?
To me, it's like with all the concussions that are starting to happen, or it had been happening an entire career, I say it's starting to happen. Well, when we were playing, it happened every other day, it seemed like. I think it's important that we kind of look at that.
I'd like to welcome in Tyrone Giscombe watching here on the Brevard Sports Network. And the Stallions will be back. I smell a turnover coming here, Coach.
Well, you got the little feeding frenzy. Dye's over there getting them all hyped up. So Coach Dye's got them about to eat a little bit. They smell a little blood in the water, and it really is. This is in this level, if they can get a big stop here, with the rhythm that Smith is starting to get on offense, we should be in a good shape.
There's a good look there at Willie
Trip
Jenkins.
set this way.
David Dye over here calling a blitz, then he just backed it off. Trips right here, Coach. Keep your eye on that.
Yeah,
they'll
it's a
spread
little
them out.
Communication problem, unless the quarterback just checked into a wider trips.
Throws, caught. Nice job across the middle there. Catch made by number 2, Anthony Cruz out of Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yeah, Cruz is a good-looking receiver. He's tall. He's got a big frame. It's going to be hard to cover man-on-man. What they did by putting the strips over here is they isolated him one-on-one. Good throw by the quarterback to find him, and he used his big frame to block out the DB.
Seem to be hurrying up the offense a little bit, too. Under pressure. Looking. Throws. That's an
Good break on the ball
outstanding,
by the defensive back.
outstanding job by Edward Dufresne, the defensive back out of Titusville High School, to get his hand in there. That could have been caught.
Yeah, Dufresne. That's Dufresne's third big play of this game. He made the big tackle on the punt where there was an errant snap. He made a big tackle on the long run that they had. Now this batted ball. Dufresne's having a good game so far.
That was good technique. Dylan Ramirez, the quarterback. Ball's out, and Ramirez wisely just falls on. They got to get that they better get that fixed.
Yeah, that's probably their 9th errant snap of the game.
Yeah.
It has cost them. It cost them on the punt, which was a turnover, and now here it's cost them again, which is allowing them a 3rd and about 12.
So 3rd and 12, maybe 13, depending on your eyes. 12:59 to go here in the first half. Tar Heels up 16-8. Cruz throws. He gets to both feet in. And I'll tell you what, got to be careful. Lucky that wasn't an extra flag. That was Willie Jenkins Jr. on the coverage. Nice catch.
Yeah, it's a good route. You found the hole in the zone, the weakness in the zone, and that's going to be a first down for the Stallions.
That catch made by number 10, Jason Brown.
Another 2-by-2 step by the Stallions.
1st and 10, the ball's near in midfield. False start. They're going to come back 5 yards to us.
I guess the positive you could say there is the center didn't snap it bad.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I'm looking at the positive part of that one. He didn't
Right?
snap it bad.
No doubt.
He forgot to snap it, but at least it was not bad.
White Hat winds the clock. We finally got one. 12:16 to go. 1st and 15 for Cruz and the Stallions. Oh, my goodness. Over the head. The ball's out. And Space Coast has it.
So now we're up 2-0 in the turnover battle. And we talked about that in the beginning of the game, is that the Tar Heels generally win the turnover battle. So we count the one errant snap that they had on the punt, and that was turnover 1, and now turnover 2. Tar Heels are up 2-0.
Aaron Bradley out of Titusville High School with the recovery, Coach.
See, my question is now, how many times do you let the center snap it bad before
Well,
you
you
got
to figure this out now.
Yeah, they're to me, it's like they got to go shopping right now. They got to go to the sideline, go shopping, and they got to find a new center.
And to welcome in Eric Vitale, Malik Cobb, Jamel Jackson, Roger Walker, Nicole Poudrier, Iva Lou, and Eric Vitale. Bro, have someone else snap the damn ball, Eric says.
It doesn't take very many people to figure that out. We've all figured it out by now. We got a couple little leaguers in Titusville that are about 8, 9 years old back there screaming, find a new center.
You know
Positive is it's against us, so we'll keep it on.
I'm going to tell you what, that was a good play. May not look like much right there on the surface from Tony Miles, but they caught them on a run blitz right there, Coach. Miles cut that back and was able to pick up 5 yards.
Yeah, 5 yards on a first down run play, I love it. Because the more you can chop away at this run, the more you wear this defense out, which makes the pass game a little bit more electrifying.
2nd and long 5.5, 6. Showing blitz again. Play action. Harris throws in and out of the hands. I tell you what, you couldn't have put it any better there.
No, he throws a very good ball. That ball was great defensive coverage. Opportunity by the receiver, did hit his hands. DB threw his hands up in between that made it more difficult. But again, the ball that Smith throws, it spins very tight, it's accurate, and he puts it where the receiver needs it to make a big play.
My coach used to call it pop.
He's got some pop, no doubt.
Donna Rogers says, go Coach David Dye.
I imagine he's going to throw the ball on this down. We got a 2-by-2 set with a tight end set left over here towards us.
Ball's just at about the 16-yard line. 4-down territory for sure. Tony Miles switches sides. Jarris Harris turns, gives to him. And he breaks a tackle. Gets outside and down. You know what? That's another great run by Miles. Keep feeding him.
Yeah, he was stopped for about a 2-yard loss. He did a great job keeping his feet chugging. Tony Miles is a strong runner. He does not go down on first contact. Turns that negative play into a first down. Now we're looking at 1st and
goal to go.
Goal from about the 7-8 yard line.
Caleb with an excellent job on the camera. I tell you what Caleb's doing tonight from the field level, it's not easy, man. Outstanding. You and Tony Miles, players of the game, Caleb.
Right now, yeah, keeping your eyes on the field, trying to move the camera at the same time, it's not an easy task.
1st and goal to go, ball at the 9. Harris from the shotgun. Miles, don't be surprised to see him get it again. He does. Stutter step inside, cuts it out, breaks a tackle. Miles, close. He'll be down at the 1-yard line. Nearly had him his 2nd of the night.
good patient run right there. If you notice, he wasn't trying to hit the hole super fast because they were bringing a run blitz once again. He stutter-stepped in the backfield, showed some patience, cut back across the grain. Another great run. He's showing some brilliant runs tonight so far.
He is quick. 5'9", 237 out of Sanford, Florida, went to Lake Brantley High School. That step he does, he's bigger than TD, Terrell Davis, but that step reminds me of that move Terrell Davis used to cut back
Well,
with.
if you went to Lake Brantley's been known for the triple option.
Right.
They've been running triple option forever, so I can imagine he was probably the fullback, which carries the load in that triple option for the Lake Brantley High School. And if he was the fullback for that program, he's used to that quick step that he's got to make.
Touchdown.
Those holes.
They carried him across, and it is a touchdown for Space Coast. Kudos to number 75 there, Clifton Nichols. Nichols, number 71 as well, Brian Ablis.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing right now is the defense is getting very fatigued.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we mentioned that earlier. Is
Blame
the one
that
thing,
on the center.
Well, yeah, you can there. The center is their number one enemy right now. But again, these guys don't condition, so fatigue can hit them quick.
Going for two again here. 16-8. Space Coast looking to make it 24. Right now it's 22. It gives straight up. Look at that cut. Stopped on a dime, and he is in for two. Outstanding run again.
Yeah, that's the one thing about having the camera on the sidelines is the guys get the picture up and do their things close to the camera. Makes it a little bit more fun.
They know where to look. That was number 81, Muggin. That was Grady Pizarro out of Osceola High School. Caleb's going to get the Space Coast graphic up, and he will update the scoreboard. 24-8, pot, Coach, pot. Points off turnovers.
So far, that's we're taking advantage of those turnovers, and we've scored 2 touchdowns off a turnover.
Now, the one
beast.
technically wasn't a turnover. It was a muffed punt snap, but you might as well call it a turnover.
Hey, if you don't put the ball in the punter's foot and it don't travel past that line of scrimmage, that's a turnover. And here
you
we
are
go.
eating tonight.
So far,
There you
Tar Heel
go.
Nation got a quick close-up of Miles, who's doing a great job running the football.
Let's see Fox beat that next week.
What was it? What was the Booby Miles? What Booby Miles?
Booby Miles,
There you
right?
go.
Booby Miles. Great movie. Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, Booby Miles. We got the adult version of Booby Miles going right now.
Dominique Northington. I think Tony's better cutter than Booby was.
Absolutely. He's cutting on a dime, no doubt.
All right, this is good. First and 10, 8:42 to go to the half. Right now, if you're Space Coast and you're David Dye, you keep applying pressure.
No, you got to. You got to continue to apply pressure. You don't want their quarterback to get any kind of rhythm. If he gets a rhythm, then it could become a shootout. The one thing is we keep this into a running game that the Tar Heels keep doing. They're going to continue to wear that defense out in the second half. Could get real ugly real fast.
Nice job by that offensive line, too. Up front, blowing open holes.
Hey, you don't do anything without hogs now. The hogs up front are the ones that make everybody feed now. Little communication problem again.
They don't
by the
have time for
Stallions.
communication issues. They got to get the snap down.
Stallions are a lineman short. They're lining up with 4 offensive linemen.
Yep, and that's a false start.
False start.
That
4
should have been a
offensive
false
linemen.
start. Why wasn't it?
One thing I noticed, there was only 4 offensive linemen, so they don't have enough linemen on the line of scrimmage, so the play should come back originally from that call.
There was no flag on that, though.
No, there wasn't.
They're not going to call a hold.
Obviously, the holding penalty's better to take, 10-yard penalty as opposed to a 5-yard penalty.
That'll back them up. 10 yards, it'll be 1st and 18. Did you bring your hoodie? At halftime, you probably want to go get it. That way it sits on your neck. Because I'm going to tell you what, this is the only place I've ever stood where mosquitoes come out and it's 50 degrees.
Well, if you look in the woods over there, we got 3 Sasquatches just watching the game along with us. Of course, there's going to be giant mosquitoes. I mean, I've been hit by 3 so far. I mean, it's Jurassic Kingdom when it gets some of the mosquitoes out here.
1st and 15 for Cruz and the offense. He turns and gives to the back. That's a block in the back, but that won't be called. Cuts back. Look at this. Open field. Nice hit there. And down.
Yeah, I like the running back for the Stallions.
He's a good hard runner. That's Zy Q.
I would try to find ways to get him on the outside, too, when it comes to as a receiver, too. Get the ball in his hands and maybe a quick pass. Get him in some more open space. It appears that they've fixed their snapping issue. They've got a new center in there snapping the football.
Throws wide open, Coach, across the middle. That's Anthony Cruz. And Cruz, let's just stay right here. We're good right here. Good right
I think
here.
that was a communication problem right there. I think the quick offense is getting them from talking a little bit, which did cause communication problem with Dy's defense.
And you're talking about conditioning. Here's where it really catches up to you a little bit. Second game of the year, it's not quite there yet. Hurry up offense. Cruz rolls, throws back across his body.
Same route.
Unbelievable.
Same route. They're using a little pick system.
That could be a touchdown. He's down at the 3 or 4 yard line. We're going to keep it right here.
What they're doing is that bringing the number 1 receiver on a little pick route to the inside. The slot receiver's picking off the DB, which is allowing him to be open down the middle of the field.
That was number 88, Jonathan Richardson. Nicole Poudre says, I believe there are a bunch on the roster. Yeah, let's step out here. We can step out on the field for sure. I'd like to welcome in Mr. Eric Pierce, Raul Ramirez watching here tonight. As I go down the list here, I'll give you some of the names from Brevard County. Jordan Mullins. Let's see here. Josh Rodriguez. James Guzman. Dontavius Elmore. Edward Dufresne, Rick Rivers, Hampton Hunter, Brian Ablis, Ricky Kendall, all former Brevard County high school football players.
We're looking at a first and or a goal, really, about 8 yards to the touchdown.
Cruz throws, corner, caught. He got it. Nice job.
Yeah, that's a mismatch out there. There's really nothing a DB could have done. DB was in good position.
No.
But he's given up about 5 inches.
And I was going to say, there was one thing he could have done. He could have got a step stool.
Yeah, that's all he can do. He can go out in the woods and recruit one of the Sasquatches.
Yeah.
Because the receiver out there appears to be about 6'4", 6'5" kid. And, the DB covering him is about 5'10".
And David Dye right now is not happy. You know what? Credit to the Stallions there, Coach. They didn't get down, and the center, I didn't notice if they had changed him, but not one errant snap there.
That was the key to that's the key to that series was no errant snap. So if you don't have an errant snap, you at least give the quarterback a chance to throw the football.
Big play on that drive was a pass across the middle to Jonathan Richardson for 22 yards, and Cruz got it in from there, cuts it back in for the conversion. Nope, the ball, they say yes, it indeed. So the conversion is good. So with 6:30 to go, both teams are perfect on the 2-point conversion attempts tonight. Your score, the Space Coast Tar Heels 24, the Port Orange Stallions 16.
We got a little ball game right here, guys.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We got to find an opportunity for me to use my catchphrase.
What is it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Remember the T-shirts that you thought were real funny?
I found somebody that's got you beat.
Remember the T-shirts you thought were real funny, though?
Yeah.
That the coaching staff likes to mess with me about?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Here's one. Between you and Coach Menny, most definitely.
Oh, he loves most definitely.
Most definitely with Coach Menny.
Menny's most definitely. Hey, and the thing is, he texts it. He'll email it. He'll say it. I mean, definitely. He needs to make what is this? These these texts where all these people make these faces now that look
Oh,
like them.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah, memes. He needs to make a meme that says
Most definitely. And then you on the response, absolutely.
There you go. Coach Mitty, I know you'll eventually watch this broadcast. You'll like that one.
He most definitely will.
Alan will have it done tonight.
Yeah. All right, set to kick off here. We're going to
We
keep
got
it.
a pretty good game going
Yeah.
right now. I really like to see how we answer this series on offense. I mean, they haven't stopped our running game in the last
Nope.
2 series.
Jerry, what a kick, man. He boomed that one. You can probably hear that through the headset. Ball fielded at the 5, out to the 10, 15, cuts back, still on his feet. Ball carrier gets out to about the 30, 31-yard line. And that is where Jarris Smith, the 6', 250-pound quarterback out of Hollywood Hills, down in Miami, will take over. I'd like to welcome everyone watching here on the Brevard Sports Network. Please like and share our page.
I would like to see Ben maybe get out there to slot receiver a little bit, throw a quick shield to him,
Yeah,
and get him
that'd
in
be
open
nice.
space. He's an open field. He's an exciting runner. Did it say what high school that Smith went to from Hollywood Hills?
I believe Hollywood Hills was the school.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's from Miami. Didn't give us college.
So I know down there that got quite a few good high schools down in that Miami Fort Lauderdale area.
Hey, Coach, you throw your name in the hat for the UCF job this week?
Something tells me they've got their idea who they're going to get right there. I really would like to see Coach Lebby or Coach Shannon get it. Coach Lebby, the offense coordinator that used to be there, who's now at Ole Miss.
Yep.
And then I think Randy Shannon is a phenomenal coach. I think he did a great job when he was at
Miami
Miami.
gave him the
Absolutely.
rook.
I do not think it was fair what happened.
Look at this, right down here. Nice throw. Just the opposite side of where the receiver was expecting it. That's Jordan Mullins. And look, if anybody's going to haul in a tough catch, it's Jordan Mullins. That one just a little bit beyond his fingertips, Coach.
Yeah, but again, did you see the pop on the ball?
Yeah,
there?
man. I mean, that's just a beautiful ball he throws.
Nice, strong arm. Still got zip on it. Definitely he's not lacking in the arm strength at all as age is getting to him a little bit.
Wonder how old he is. Doesn't give us their ages. Going to have to, the Federation Football Alliance, and ask them to update these rosters with some ages. Harris turns and gives. Why not? Because Tony Miles is breaking tackles again. He's got 13, Coach, and a Space Coast Tar Heel first down.
Miles is right now he is dominating the football game. He has shown that he is the best football player on the field as we speak. Another quick run. You saw how quick he bounced. Hit the hole and then bounced to the outside. I really like watching this young guy run.
And he's frustrating Port Orange right now. You just heard the guy out there scream a curse word, but he did because Miles beat him.
Yeah, well, and he's not only quick, he lowers his shoulder too. You don't take him down with an arm tackle. He brings the wood to you. As
No,
opposed to
you
bringing
can't
it to
arm
him.
tackle Tony Miles. Harris rolls, throws. That ball was tipped and intercepted. Oh, no, caught back.
Was that Miles that went and got that ball?
He did. He took that from the defender, completed a pass to himself.
Let me tell you this. If we go back, we're going to get the W here in this game, and we go back and we find a moment where the most important play of the game was, it's going to be right here.
Right here.
That was a busted play. There was miscommunication between the receiver. The receiver had no idea the ball was going to be thrown this way. And there was that was an interception.
That was Miles, not Harris. Miles, they called it. You're right.
And Miles goes into that mosh pit because there was 5 or 6 white shirts right there and takes the ball. That is a phenomenal play for him to do that. That is the play of the game right now.
Yeah, no doubt. He is the supreme title player of the half so far. Jarris Harris and Miles, 2nd and 18 after the negative 8-yard pass completion to Miles. That's officially what it is. They show blitz. They bring it quick out. We got a flag down. I think it's going to be an illegal motion, Coach.
Yeah, it's either that or receiver was covered up or something, but it's going to be some kind of procedure.
Offsides. Actually, it's going to be offsides. Saw the indication lined up in the neutral zone.
On defense.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to take the penalty here and get a free 5.
So it'll be 2nd down now and 13.
Should repeat second down is what we should have. Repeat a second down. It should be second down and approximately 11, 12.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right around there. 12, second and 12. The chain guy wants to flip it to third down.
We don't flip it to third.
It's second. Second down. Yep, they got it. They fixed it. This is Miles. He gets outside. He's got room.
Good run again by Miles. He's going to pick up about 7, 8 on that one. Now we're going to be looking at it about a 3rd and 4.
And what he's picking them up easy right now.
Yeah, he's got us. I like the way he smoothly slides to the outside. He hits the hole. It's not like he's trying to get outside fast. He hits right off tackle. He hits the hole fast, and then smoothly works his way to the outside as opposed to immediately. And by doing that, he's gaining ground the entire time.
This is 3rd down and 5. Look for a counter play here to Miles. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little counter.
Looks like the Stallions are bringing a blitz off the edge over here.
Yeah, go get him. Quick out, and he dropped it. He heard the footsteps on that.
Yeah, and the thing is, in screens or shields, again, this is what we call a shield. Shield plays, the defender's coming fast.
Yep.
The job of the receiver there is to catch the ball quickly and make somebody miss, because when you make somebody miss in a shield play, the intent really is to get about 5 or 6 yards. Tops.
Right, that's all they needed.
It's not like a home run. But what happens is if the receiver does his job, catches it, makes one person miss, those a lot of times can turn into home runs.
Yep, no doubt. 2:46 to go, and Coach Lucas calls for the punt team. So that's what they'll do. Back deep to receive for the Stallions
Tarheels are missing a player.
is number 24,
Yep.
Javon Wallace. Now that player comes in. The punter is Robert Owens. Owens with a high kick. Ball will take a sideways bounce, and we're going to get another flag.
Yeah, again, the flag we're seeing is the Stallions hit another unprotected player. You can't do that. And if a player is not able to protect himself, and that's how it is anymore, in any league anymore, it is a 15-yard penalty.
And we're good here.
It's going to pin the Stallions deep.
So you take the punt, you add the 15 with 2:30 to go. Space Coast would only have themselves to blame if this goes to halftime tied up, Coach.
Well, part of me wants to say you're correct in that situation, but as we saw, the Stallions' offense is not shabby.
No.
The issue with their offense in the first 2 series really was the center. It's not the quarterback. It wasn't the
No,
receivers.
what I'm saying is the defense is, field position right now is tilted in the favor
Oh,
of
yeah,
the Stallions. And this is a long way to go and a short time to get there. Eastbound and watching Bandit run.
The 2 passes that hurt us last series were little pick routes coming off the edge over there at the left side or the Stallion side of the field. Hopefully we corrected that and we won't get hit with that again.
Everybody like that Smokey and the Bandit reference?
Hey, there's probably people on this channel that have never even seen Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, you're right. I can't even believe I remembered it.
And then can I put my want a wrong way Clyde me right now?
Yeah, right.
have Caleb look this way and he runs right into my punch.
Right turn, Clyde.
Right turn, Clyde.
Second quarter, 2:30 to go in the half. 24-16, Space Coast on top. They're in the black jerseys here, playing defense. Straight up the middle. And it doesn't look like, Coach, they're going to try to take a shot.
Well, last time, they were safe on first down. They ran the ball 2. So it seems to be their style to run on first, come with a pass second and third.
The one thing we haven't seen yet in this game is a turnover from Space Coast. The Tar Heels, notorious for it last year. Through 6 games, they had a dozen of them. Turns, play action, throws, and that's ball's incomplete to Derek Smith.
Yeah, it's back in the days. I might have been able to stop that. Not today.
Quickly, it's 3rd and 10. I don't understand if you're not going to try and take a shot, why you would throw the ball here, Coach, and not force Space Coast to use a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to give Space Coast too much time in the clock if they can't get a first down here. The one thing I didn't see is they don't have big number 88 on the field right now, the receiver that was catching the balls down in that last series. They still have number 2, but I don't see number 1 or 88 on the field for the Stallions, which is two of their better athletes.
Yeah, that's Zy Q and Jonathan Richardson.
Goes back to conditioning. Like I said, these guys don't condition because their conditioning is work.
Right. They got 40, 50, 60-hour-a-week jobs and still do this. 1:58 to go. This is the 2-minute warning. They play NFL rules, 15 minutes. See what David Dye dials up here for his defense. Here, let's slide down just a tick. Big 3rd and 10. Coach Dye yelling, watch the screen, watch the screen. Dylan Ramirez, the quarterback.
Little trips left. Motion. Last time they had that, they singled up.
Looking to throw. He does cross the middle. Caught in space. And knocked out of bounds. Let them get ahead, and then we'll step out. 1:46. He's out of bounds. Not sure why the clock's not stopping. Now it stops.
Yeah, it's a nice little drag route by number 2 to get it wide open. That is a weakness right now in the Tar Heel defense is the middle of the field is not being covered very well by the Tar Heels.
Anthony Cruz, the receiver there. Dylan Ramirez from the gun. 1st and 10 ball on the 32. Little bubble screen over there, Coach. Nicely covered up by Space Coast, but he breaks a couple tackles. Gets out to the 50, Coach. Breaks tackles again. Cuts back. That's your guy, Zy Cruz. He caught his breath.
Yeah, the one thing that you do see, it appears that the Stallions have younger athletes. I'm not going to say better, but they're younger. It appears that they have a younger team, and that youth sometimes is a little faster on the football field, and it appears that's the case. The wiser Tar Heels are making smarter plays, but the younger youth of the Stallions are making funner plays.
Oh, Caleb definitely got the reference. 1st and 10. Straight up the middle. The helmet comes off. Doesn't he have to leave for a play?
I think that is a college and a high school rule.
That's
that
an
might
NFL
not be,
rule, too. Yeah, it's an NFL rule.
It appears that we threw that rule out. In the
2nd and 11. Ramirez looking, throws
wide
open. I tell you what, Ramirez saw coming across the middle at the last second, and then he went high with the ball. Smart play by Ramirez because Eric Clark Jr. out of Melbourne, Florida, went to Gannon University, was set to pick it off. 24 seconds to go. And I'll tell you what, you talked about having younger athletes that's less experienced. They've let a lot of time tick off of this clock.
Oh, they absolutely have. I mean, if they're using their timeouts wisely, trying to find out, the out of bounds and the outside routes, they might have time. But really, they only got a couple more plays in their arsenal. But I still got to find number 2. Tar Heels got to find number 2. He's lined up at slot right now. He keeps piercing us down the middle of the field. Figure out where he's at and stop him.
And they're just going to play action. Fake me out. Throws. Caught. He does not able to stay in bounds, but he gets out of bounds. What a hookup from Dylan Ramirez to his wide receiver. 1st and goal to go. The ball is at the 6-yard line, 5-yard line.
Yeah, it was a wheel route by them. They did a good job coming off that wheel. There was nobody running with him when he came off that wheel. Nice throw by the quarterback to be able to connect with him on down the sideline.
Again, we apologize. We do not have an elevated platform with which to broadcast tonight. It's a little tough for us to bounce up and down the field constantly. 15 seconds to go. Caleb's doing an excellent job here tonight. We got a timeout on the field. What do you do here, Coach, offensively?
To me, they got to find number 1 again or number 2. 2's a big-bodied guy. They ran a fade. Last time they were down here in the end zone, they ran a fade route to number 2 in the corner of the end zone. 1 is their talented tailback who's a little bigger bodied there. They might try to find a zone play to where the tailback tries to get outside. But I think the right choice is maybe for the first play is try number 2 in a fade to the corner of the end zone.
This is an outstanding football game. Coach, you're going to be my broadcast partner all year for the home games?
I am definitely going to try to broadcast the 20th. I got all the ones that are at the Vieira, but the one on the 20th, unfortunately, the February 20th, I will not be able to broadcast.
Gotcha.
That one I'm going on a trip with my wife.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know,
No. Football, wife.
her birthday is actually February 15th.
Okay, yeah, we share the
Which
same
we all know
month.
that February 14th is Valentine's
Yeah,
Day, so
you're in
that's an
trouble,
important
man.
week for me right there.
Happy birthday, Christina, coming up.
So if I mess that week up, I get in a lot of trouble, and then I won't be broadcasting anything.
That's right.
Frankly.
So go ahead and enjoy your trip. So it's 1st and goal to go for Port Orange, looking to tie it up. They'll need 6 plus the 2. Both teams perfect tonight. Across the middle, caught, touchdown.
Yeah, they see, if you watch the play from the beginning to the end, number 2 was lined up. Again, they went to number 2. We knew they were going to 2.
Cruz.
2 was lined up. The quarterback had paused, communicated with 2. And the reason why he paused and communicated with 2 is our DB was lined up with outside leverage.
Yep.
Well, if he's lined up with outside leverage, he was taking away the fade, so they just went to the slant. That's all it is. Great job with the communication between the receiver and the quarterback, checking to a slant.
So this would be strange, Coach, if they convert this, because this would mean we've seen 5 touchdowns. I've never seen 2 teams go 6 for 6 on 2-point conversions.
Well, it's either we're saying they're really cool offenses are going out there and doing a good job, or the defensive coordinators might need to get slapped a little bit. Conversions. I don't know how you look at it. It's a positive on one end, negative on the other. What we do see is that neither team has a kicker.
Right. Ramirez rolls back across his body.
Stop.
Flag flies. We got a flag down, and that's going to be a stop. But a flag is down. Let's hope Space Coast didn't line up all sides. 9 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Stallions.
False start, penalty be declined. The conversion is no good. So with 9 seconds to play in the first half, it's 24-22. The Tar Heels will at least keep a lead. Well, I say that, Coach, that preseason game we did a couple of weeks ago, anything can happen at this.
Absolutely. Well, just any of the games you've been doing. I mean, your soccer game you did the other night between
Oh,
Merritt Island
wow.
and Vieira. 3 minutes left in the game. Merritt Island's up 2-0. Vieira comes back and scores 2 goals.
2 goals.
One of them with, 0 seconds
0
left on the
seconds
clock.
to go on the clock, right?
So, sports in Brevard County has been anything goes for the last week and a half.
It has. It absolutely. We saw a corner kick goal the other night by Bree Weldon from Satellite. She kicked it from the corner, 90-degree angle on the top of the net. Scored from a corner kick.
Beautiful. Anything goes in Brevard County.
It's crazy.
Right now. I mean, the Holy Trinity Vieira game,
Last
2-point
night,
game
yeah.
is exciting.
Coco and Vieira won 2 points.
Rockledge in basketball right now is showing we've seen a lot of good winter sports.
Yes, we have. Definitely needed, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right now the sports. I will say, as a teacher, as a coach, sports are needed right now. I mean, the kids are really starting to take a toll on them. The lack of socialization, the lack of things to do because of what's going on with COVID. And sometimes the sports are the one things that get that little pep in their life right now, whether they're playing or watching.
Nice little punch here, punch kick, punches the ball down the field. 8-7-6-5. Cuts it back, still on his feet, and he'll be stopped with no time left. So that'll take us to the end of the first half with your score. The Space Coast Tar Heels 24. The Port Orange Stallions 22. I'm going to take a break and step away. I'll be back with the start of the second half here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, as we get set to wind down here at halftime, 3:45 to go until the second half kickoff. Got a big announcement to make. Caleb and I have been working for some time on rolling out not a daily sports talk show, but a sports talk show, Facebook Live sports talk show in which we could have callers, we could have guests, we could have comments, we could involve you, Brevard County. And as much as Brevard Sports Network loves covering local sports, there's always a lot of sports to talk about on the national scene as well. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Z-Best Sports Talk will come up on Brevard Sports Network. Now we're going to do two different times on Mondays and Fridays. It'll be yours truly, Alan Slaughter-Zinski, hence the Z-Best Sports Talk. And I'll be with you every morning from 9 to 10. We'll replay it again at night at 10 o'clock every night. You'll be able to catch the hour-long show. And then on Wednesday nights, my partner in crime, Caleb Brown, will join me, and we will talk sports on Wednesday nights from 10 to 11 live. We will give you, the viewers, the great sports fans of Brevard County, to talk about whatever the topic of the day is in sports, whether it's hyper-local here in Brevard County, state-local here in Florida, or on the national scene. Z-Best Sports Talk will have you covered starting Monday morning at 9 o'clock. And we thought no better time to roll out a new sports talk show than Super Bowl week. So Z-Best Sports Talk premieres Monday morning, 9 o'clock, right here on the Brevard Sports Network. So, Coach, first half thoughts.
I like both offenses in the first half. Both offenses were doing a good job executing the spread. Obviously, were mistakes. The Stallions' mistakes, I think, were more related to execution when it came to the center. Once the center settled down, the execution became good. When it comes to the mistakes on the Tar Heels half on the offense, it's really just a lack of communication with the receivers and the quarterback. Smith has a great arm. Smith is not going to throw it with anything less than great velocity. So if you, as a receiver, turn in when you're supposed to turn out, when that ball's coming in so hard, it's hard to maintain the catching that they need to do when he throws such a hard ball. I think the Tar Heels are doing a great job running the football. Both defenses, we're doing a lot of talking and coaching over here at the sideline because neither defense is really stepping up to the table right now and doing what they need to stop the offenses of both sides. I had an opportunity to talk with them. I was actually over there coaching a little bit, trying to talk to my buddy Coach Dye, and hopefully they've made some good adjustments at halftime. We'll see a good second half.
Michael Torres says, what's going on with the Tar Heels? They look bad. I don't think they look bad. I think it's just good execution coming from Port Orange. They're a young team. They're a fast team, and they're taking advantage of their better athleticism here tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Port Orange has younger athletes. And right now, the other part is it goes back to this. These guys don't have an opportunity. In high school and college, the NFL, we are spending a lot of time. Each level spends a lot more time with their athletes. Now, semi-pro, they get 2 practices a week. I mean, it's hard to get a rhythm in 2 practices.
In all fairness, if anybody knows the Tar Heels from an opponent standpoint, it is Mr. Torres, that's for sure. I believe that's Mr. Torres from the Orlando Predators.
Part of it is execution with time spent together. The other part is having all your people at practice too. It's hard. I mean, Guy's got to work on Tuesday night practice. He's got to work. I mean, the job that he pays, the paycheck, is going to come first before the practice.
I'm not sure what kind of kickoff that was. A little stutter step there, but they'll take it. Picked up and brought back all the way out to the 45, nearly out to midfield. Coach, they got to find a kicker.
Well, the one thing I will tell you this.
There's quite a few good ones in Brevard County.
Brevard County has had a plethora of kickers throughout their years, especially in the last 15, 20 years. There's somebody out there in Brevard County still knows how to kick the ball.
Speaking of Orlando Predators, we saw for years the Preds always had a kicker, and the last time I saw the Predators play the Tar Heels led pretty much. We were over at Lake Brantley, I think we did that game, right?
Yes, we were over there, yes,
and
sir.
The Tar Heels had led pretty much throughout, but Orlando came back, and guess what? Won on a field goal at the end of the game.
Yes, sir. And again, this is a part of the game that you don't really see in semi-pro. Is a very good special teams game.
Now they come out with a formation, Coach. We have not seen an empty backfield set with 5 wide receivers. We haven't seen that yet from.
No, this is the first time I have seen them in the empty set. They're trying to take advantage of the miscommunication in the secondary of the Tar Heels. Quarterback has changed his play, but again, we just got to make sure we cover up the middle of the field.
Dylan Ramirez under pressure steps up, looking to get rid of it. Gets out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Ramirez turns absolutely nothing into a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, we had a couple missed tackles. One by
Phantoms. I'm sorry.
Backfield.
Go ahead.
So that missed tackle is costly. It's going to turn it into. It looks like we got a 2nd and 1.
Yep.
Where it could have been definitely a sack for a loss right there.
Sean, my apologies. I kept seeing the P in my head, thinking Preds. That was the Arena team, right? That was the Arena League team.
It looks like he ran out of bounds way earlier than what they marked.
Yeah, they get 2nd and 6. Ramirez, nice.
Route.
Oh, dropped. If he didn't drop it, I'm pretty sure Eric Clark would have lined him up. But should have been a completion and a 1st down.
Coach Dye. Coach Dye. Hey, that's exactly what we drew on the board. You need to tell Coach Dye, your linebacker's got to read that.
3rd and 6. Critical 3rd down here for Space Coast. Ramirez, 2 steps, empty set, under pressure again, steps up. Nobody there, cuts back. He is close to, if he doesn't have, and they say he does, have the 1st down.
Yeah, I said good job because I got caught watching the game away from the game. I was watching the 3-by-1 set over here, and the Tar Heels made the adjustment to the route that was kicking them in the tail in that first half, and they did a good job communicating over here. Quarterback obviously did a good job evading pressure in the backfield.
Well, so far this has been the Ramirez drive. Good coverage downfield. That pressure is due to the fact that they've got him covered up, except for the slant pass that was wide open. 1st and 10, ball on the Tar Heel 40. Still an empty set, 5 wide receivers. Steps up, throws, caught, out of bounds, gain of 7.
Little chair route to the outside. Chair route, good throw by the quarterback, good catch. Empty set, there's 2 philosophies to defend the empty set. A lot of teams like to blitz when they get an empty set because they really have no help from a back in the backfield.
Right.
Right now he's giving them 4-man rush and he's giving them max coverage. The only thing is in max coverage, sometimes the quarterback has a little extra time to throw the football with a lot of receivers to throw to.
They'll stay in the empty set with the
semi.
hurry up. And again, ball's out. Ball's out. Still on the ground. Space Coast says they have it. Fight on the pile. I think Space Coast does. I think that's Tar Heel ball. And it is. Space Coast Tar Heel football. Big time turnover. That's exactly what you were just talking about, the philosophy.
Yeah, they created something. I think the key to that defense right now is the outside linebacker did a good job seeing the drag routes that were killing him in the first half. He was riding the drag route, and that's what the quarterback was looking for, which was causing him to want to run up the field.
Coach Smith, Coach Smith is coming out. Show Derek. Derek going down to talk to, looking for David Dye standing right here. That's all right. Get back to action here. All right, let's see what the Tar Heels can do with this. Points off turnovers. They've got 14 in this one. Points off turnovers. Quarterback is Jarris Smith, 6 foot, 250-pound signal caller out of Miami, Florida. Turns and feeds Antonio Tony Miles, and we can hear helmets crushing. Number 53, Quez Polite. Check that. 53 is Frederick Walker. Walker in with the stop. Out of Flagler. $10-13 to go, 3rd quarter, 24-22. Got us a ball game here. Again, we apologize for the angle here tonight. We do not have an elevated position with which to broadcast. Harris. Jarrett Smith throws, intercepted. Threw into double coverage, down the sidelines they go. And out of bounds is number 22, Damian Irvin. We got a flag here. That's going to be after the interception. And one turnover deserves another. One turnover deserves another. The first turnover of the night for the Tar Heels, Coach.
We're still up 2-1 in the turnover battle, but that's definitely not what the Tar Heels need right now. We don't need to give up the momentum. Sorry about leaving real quick.
No, that's all right. Did you get your coaching out?
Yeah, I got a little coaching out now. I feel good.
All right, so what'd you say?
Well, one of the things I wanted to point out was the game away from the game. Even though that nothing happened over here on the trip side, I thought they made a great adjustment. Guys need to be told sometimes when they make great adjustments and they're doing the right thing, because there were still a little communications issues. But they need to understand the quarterback was running because they were taking away the quick throws that the quarterback wanted. And I think they continue to do that. I think they'll be fine. Now, the thing that could necessarily happen is they're singling up number 2 out here again. It's a tough one-on-one coverage out here with number 2. But as long as we take away the trip side, we can battle this single receiver side over here.
Outstanding commentary from the head coach of the Vieira Hawks, Derek Smith.
He's got to continue to pressure up front, especially when they're in them empty sets. When they're in empty sets, the defensive line got to make sacks. They can't let the quarterback get any cheap runs because he's squeaking out of that little gap.
His IQ has not been in that backfield the whole time in the second half. Dylan Ramirez looks to throw.
Break. Good coverage.
That is outstanding coverage. Good no call by the official. He came over the back at the right time there. 2nd and 10.
You know, I'm Dufresne is
he's a player.
He's silently just making a lot of big plays. I
yes,
really
he
like
is.
the technique he's showing.
He's a smart football player
too.
too.
He's not relying on athleticism. He's relying on technique, which is it's good to see.
As soon as he came off the field, he went right to Coach Dye, and they discussed that slant pass that they almost got beat on. Ramirez wants the ball. He'll get it. Looks to throw under pressure again. He puts this up. This could be picked. And he just throws that ball out of bounds. And
so
tell you what,
the Tar Heels have fixed their issue with the coverage.
They have frustrated the wide receiver set because walking back, Anthony Cruz is yelling at his quarterback.
Yeah, they're frustrating him now because they're taking away the routes that he wants to find. You know, forcing him to go to a second or third choice. And you go to a second, third choice right now. It's not like he was in college where he can get the ball out that quick and he's got 5 great offensive linemen blocking for him. Unfortunately, he's probably got one offensive lineman that's really good blocking for him over there. So if you take too long to throw the football, you got guys in your backfield fast.
They just picked up a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, I think. What was it?
Yeah, he
grab.
He didn't leave the tackle box. He threw it.
Is that what it was?
And
he threw that to US1 from the pocket.
Well, I tell you, we mentioned it earlier, the Sasquatch sitting out there. That's who he threw it to.
Yeah.
Wheel route.
Throws, cross the middle. There it is. Number 2 wanted it. He got it. They can have that.
Yep, they can have that route all day. But really, we got.
Don't throw him. Don't throw him.
Got to make that tackle, though. And the reason why it's important to make that tackle is if he comes up and he makes that immediate hit right there, then the likelihood of going back to that ball later is not there.
Yep.
By missing that tackle, you gain confidence and you continue to want to throw that ball. And that ball, we've seen score twice now.
That was Rockledge's own Dwayne Jackson, who went to Mesabi Range Community College up in Minnesota, Coach. And we've got a timeout on the field with 8:05 to play and a 3rd and 14 coming up. I'd like to welcome in Cliff Lett, Ray Kwan, David Kepner, Melissa Moe, Clay Boulevard, CJ Boulevard, Sean Arrington, Darius Billingsley, Kyle Ray, TJ Young, Leroy Thomas, Michael Marshall Jr., Greedy Cook, Yolanda Wingster, and everyone else watching here tonight on the Brevard Sports Network.
We should be in a 4th down situation. The box says 3rd, but what they forgot is intentional grounding is a loss of down.
Yep.
And that should bring it up to fourth. So, and I think the referees are trying to correct the box right now to make sure we're showing fourth down on the box.
Well, they're telling the head coach that. Yeah, it is. It should be fourth down. Is it? Yeah, and the referee does put up the palm, which is referee sign language for fourth down. Who you like next week in that Super Bowl, Coach?
Well, I mean, to me, the Cinderella story is complete if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win. Tom Brady. I mean,
What do you
can
mean
we
it's
argue that
complete?
he's not the
Didn't he
great-
complete it after Atlanta?
Well, no.
Oh, my. You're one of those.
You don't want to see him win it. Look, he's the greatest of all time. I'm not going to argue that.
Okay.
Getting to the Super Bowl, I think, really did solidify that. But I mean, the story
Which one?
if he wins. Yeah, one of the night. I think if he wins this one, all 8 fingers are covered up.
Yeah,
Is that
right.
what we're saying?
Yeah.
He's going to start working on thumbs after that.
Yeah, one for the thumbs up. So look at this formation over here, quads.
Still the same pass.
Throws down the field. Nice coverage. Great job
ball
by
by
Jenkins.
Good
Willie
break on the ball.
Jenkins, Jr., coach, with great coverage there.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. He split the receivers. Obviously, he's not playing man. He's playing zone coverage. So he split the difference between the 2 receivers and made a great break on the ball.
Do you know what I'm impressed with? Discipline, the discipline of the Tar Heels.
Yeah, they are. The Stallions are losing their cool, they're gaining their cool. I think they're showing good discipline right now. I think the defense made good adjustments, and now it's time for Smith to make up for the last series and go ahead and get himself a touchdown drive series right now.
Brevard Sports Network, your home for the Space Coast Tar Heels.
Tar Heels going a 3-by-1 set to the left.
Got an idea for you coming up after this play, Coach.
Tight end set left with that 3-by-1 set.
Jared Smith from the shotgun. Turns, oh, my goodness gracious. You know what, though? How about Tony? Tony Miles says, you know what? You can come through there all day long. You can hit me that hard, but I ain't going down.
No. I tell you, this is a tough kid running the football, no doubt. They brought 7. I mean, the one thing is the Stallions right there brought 7. You can't just 6 to block 7. One man was going to come in free. Unfortunately, 2 men came free right there, and he wasn't able to get his motor running.
So here's my idea for you. Tony Miles all night long, he's been giving him the ball up the middle. He's been making those cuts. How about a little play action? Maybe hit him with a screen real quick.
Got to be a good
Cross
call
the
right
middle,
now.
get him in space and see what he can do.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in space. Him and Ben. I haven't seen Ben
Yeah.
on offense in a long time. I think Ben's another guy in space that can be deadly. The Stallions have gone back to a single safety look. They were going with a 2 safety look. Now they're back to a single safety look, which could be taken advantage of in the passing game.
Straight up the middle after the loss of 6. It'll be 3rd and 11 now. Jamal Parsons says that was an easy touchdown on that play, Coach. It was if the quarterback underthrew the ball tremendously on that.
Yeah, on the interception.
No. On the play that just happened over
the play
here.
that just happened. Well, I don't see the arm strength out of the Stallions quarterback. I see the intelligence, but he doesn't have the arm strength. You know, Smith has a much better arm than the Stallions quarterback. The Stallions quarterback just, I think, has a better cast of receivers around him.
Right. Jared Smith out of Miami. 3rd and 13 for the Tar Heels. They lead it 24-22. Smith throws, and he finds Miles in space. Miles cuts back, still on his feet, down the sidelines. And Miles, we got a fight here. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. We were just talking about the discipline, Coach. Ejected from the game is going to be Abdallah Wiggins. Not happy at all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what age group. You don't need to do stuff like that. Fighting's not necessary. You just got a first down.
Abdallah, look, I'm going to say this. I don't know what happened, but Abdallah is not that guy. He's not. He is not that guy. So something must have happened in there. Yeah. You got to stay disciplined. I get it. I understand. But I'd be curious to know what happened because you just never see Abdallah react like that. And I'm not making excuses.
No on our field. Huh? They'll get kicked out of our stadium if this happens and not be able to come back.
All right. And coaches and players are talking to each other and letting them know that this is not how we play football.
Yeah, a statement that we just heard is we got families up there watching us play this game. We did not come out here to play football like that. We're supposed to be representing our families with class, which is a statement that needs to be said. Both sides, the leaders of the teams need to be saying that to both sides.
He pointed out that they were, he actually just said we're on, Brevard Sports Network. So, and it's true. You're being watched. There'll be 8,000 people that end up watching this game this week. By the time it's all said and done, the Tar Heels are a great draw here on Brevard Sports Network. We always get a lot of views with them. So he's right. A lot of eyeballs on it, and obviously punches were thrown. So Tar Heels are going to lose a player, but that was a first down.
Yeah, but we might find the ball being way back here now instead of where that was. It was a great first down. Again, I got to keep putting my hand out there and say that Miles is doing a phenomenal job running the football right now. That catch out of the backfield, he willed himself to a first down.
We just found out what he could do in space.
Yeah. Well, we don't need this, though, because defense just made 2 great stops in a row. Defense is clicking. They got the emotion. And then this situation does nothing but take the emotion away.
Yep.
Because now either you keep trying to play emotional, but if you keep playing emotional right now, it's misconstrued as anger and fighting.
Right.
Or you tail it back and you start playing with no emotion. You go back to that robotic mode, and that robotic mode can get you beat.
How do you, as a coach from the high school level, because a lot of these guys aren't that far removed from that level of football, how do you keep your kids? Because at the high school level, they're gone for 5, and you are too. 5, 6, 7 weeks.
Yeah, it's one of the thing is when the punishment can really equals the crime or greater, then it deters people. In high school, when you not only you get ejection for 5 to 6 weeks, it can be anywhere between a $2,000 and $5,000 fine.
Expulsion.
It can be expulsion from school. Those things are all deterrents that allow you to check your emotion a little bit more. On top of that, it's the refereeing sometimes has a lot to do with that. You expect your referees to see emotion, control emotion before it comes out.
Right.
But sometimes emotion gets the best of you and things happen. And as a coach, you just got to deal with it when it happens and find a lesson in the story.
Well, I thought the referees did an outstanding job gaining control there. 4:40 to go. Clock winds. Third quarter, 24-22. Jerry Smith with Tony Miles in the backfield. Smith wants the ball. Turns, gives to Miles, and why not? And just no place for Miles to run.
Yeah, they're bringing a lot of blitzes right now. The Stallions are trying to really match Miles' capability of running the ball by bringing a lot of guys in the box. Right now, we need Smith to get a nice little play action fake here, find a receiver across the middle, or like you just said, try to counteract the blitz with a good screen call. Middle screen could be a good call right now.
Frederick Walker in on the stop. Michael Torres, there's no place for that in football. Discipline and respect for the game. Absolutely right. Yeah, that is a knock on it, and it's an unfortunate one. But it's a badge well earned from the past. Smith rolls out, looks to throw. He does. That was nearly an unbelievable one-handed catch. I don't know if you could see it, but the receiver had it.
Yeah, he went up with one hand, almost roped it down and made a big play. You know, he just didn't have enough green grass to be able to try to make that play. But, I mean, but what you can see right now is it feels like the wind is out of the sails.
Yep.
You know, you all, you know, obviously right now watching the broadcast can't really see the atmosphere or feel the atmosphere that is right now.
Right.
But there was an exciting atmosphere that was happening.
Yep.
And now it's like that little dead wind when you get to the eye of the storm. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden
I know what
dead.
you're talking about.
That's
Yep,
kind of what
absolutely.
it feels like right now. There's no emotion anymore. The emotion left us when it came with that situation. Right
Third down and 13 for Jarris Smith. No, this field doesn't have any of that, Brandon. Vieira does, which is where they'll be in a couple of weeks. And we've got flags and false start. That'll back them up 5, so it'll be third and about 18-19 to go with 3:09 to go here in the third.
And that's what the Stallions are using right now. They're using their youth. Like, you know, the defense end they got on the top side of the field, the top side of your screen really looks like he weighs about 160 pounds. So they're really using an athletic guy to just turn the corner on their offensive tackle. They're blitzing the young linebacker also, who's not very big either. The linebacker behind him looks like he's only weighing about 190. So this is trying to outrun the offensive line of the Tar Heels, and it is creating some problems. Again, let's see what kind of pass play gets called here. I really would like to see a middle screen called soon.
I'd like to see Rick Rivers here catch one deep down the field. Coastal Carolina, Cocoa product. Smith throws. Oh, snag!
Great
Still
catch
on
out of
his
the air.
feet. Outstanding catch by Marcus Jackson. Let's take a walk, guys. Yep.
I'm still impressed with the arm strength of Smith. He zipped that ball in there. Marcus Jackson snagged that out of the air.
I thought it was going to be a pick.
Yeah, it's the arm strength is what got it. I mean, he's able to make that throw. A lot of you don't see that out of a lot of kids throwing a football. Kids, grown men, it doesn't matter. That is still a strong arm.
I almost said and intercepted. And I think the defensive back thought he had it too. What a zip.
Yeah, he zipped the ball in there. Very good throw.
All right, right here. 1st and 10, big completion across the middle to the big 6'3", 220 receiver out of UCF, Marcus Jackson.
This definitely should be Miles' time.
Tony Miles. Miles still on his feet, gets outside, cuts back. Miles got a late flag flying in there with a $1:30 to go in the third quarter.
I feel like it looks like with a flag coming late like that, somebody's either hitting an unprotected
That's a personal
player,
foul,
pile popping or something. So what the Tar Heels are doing right now is they're running at the two smaller guys that I just talked about.
Right.
Those guys, when you run away from those guys, they're small, they're fast, you're able to run the play down.
Right.
Running at them because they're little, they can't handle it.
Right, right.
So I'd keep running at those two little guys. Don't run away from them, run right at them.
Let's see what this flag is, and Port Orange is dancing, and this is coming 15 yards back this way, Coach.
Yeah, like I said, it looked like the receiver pile popped. Somebody was standing around the pile. He came in and hit somebody. Again, those are hits that aren't called for. There's no need to. Let Miles do his job. He don't need extra. He don't need you pile popping.
That's another good run by Tony Miles. Stay tuned. Coming up tomorrow sometime, you'll see our post-game interview with Tony Miles, win or lose. Referees getting into a little disagreement there. Head referee telling the other referee, throw the flag or go home. Man in motion. Seen a lot of motion tonight. Give is straight up the middle. And Tony Miles still on his feet. And that's the only way you're going to stop him. Melvin Middleton grabs him by the ankles.
Yeah, and again, they're running at the littler DN and the littler linebacker, and that's going to be successful. I mean, if you take that play with the play they had to play before, without that penalty, they would have had a first down by now. So it's again, just keep running the ball at those two smaller guys. Don't do anything dumb with the penalties, and just be satisfied with it.
All right, that's going to be the end of the quarter. Let's march it back down. Caleb, take us to a commercial. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter here on the Brevard Sports Network.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. I also want to take this opportunity to thank some of our great sponsors like the Mortgage Depot and Supreme Title. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
Hey, this is Devon Dudley, and you are watching Brevard Sports Network. Oh, my brother, testify.
Oh, my brother, testify. Devon Dudley, 23-time tag team champion. Let's get ahead of it. All right, here's the situation. Second down here. Ball's at the 25. 15 minutes to go in the game. Second and looks like 12. Now whistles. You know, I like their uniforms. The only thing I don't like is their helmets. I don't like the emblem on the helmet. I think they ought to put that horse on the helmet.
The little stallion.
Yeah. Smith steps up under pressure, cuts in.
Hey,
Going to keep all balls out, hit from behind, and that's going to be
that's a costly turnover. I tell you, he was a little nimble on his feet. Forgot to tuck the ball while he's running the football. Guy pokes it loose from outside. They just need to relax, understand it's just the turnover here shouldn't kill them. Defense continue to play the game right now.
So after 46 first-half points combined by both teams, no points had scored at all in the third quarter. And he's got a cramp. Cramping up. Cramps. The cramps are this time. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Stallions. Here's what I worry. You talked about that conditioning, second game of the year. What does this defense have left?
Yeah, the conditioning definitely becomes a critical factor as you get into the fourth quarter of any semi-pro game. The youth of the Stallions might be able to take over a little bit. Again, that's why I think the Tar Heels need to continue to use intelligence. Don't rely on the youth. Rely on their intelligence. Rely on the veterans they got on this football team. Stay calm. I think the defense is playing well right now, so I wouldn't be scared. The turnover here in this part of the field should not be scary as long as they play defense.
Ball's at the 19, 1st and 10. Ramirez drops, looks, little out pass, drop, picked up, incomplete.
They got a single coverage out here again with number 2. 2 is their athlete, their go-to guy.
22's got to be careful.
Let's see if they try to go him.
Rolls this way. Throws back across. Did he get outside the box?
Yeah, he got outside the box, so he's allowed to throw the ball away. He still has to the ball has to be thrown either to a receiver, which he did. He had a running back out there, or past the line of scrimmage. But he did have a running back out there, so it's not the grounding call.
Got a timeout. So the Stallions are going to take a timeout with 14-17 to go here. Let Caleb peel inside this huddle. 14-17 to play. Let's set the table for you. Offensive fireworks to start, Coach. Teams traded scores. In fact, the Tar Heels were up by 16 at one point, but then 16 unanswered, or actually checked at 14 unanswered. The teams went 5 for 5 on 2-point conversions. The Stallions missed the last one, and that's the difference in the game, 24-22.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to special teams. Special teams is going to be the key factor right now. Right now, this is a huge third down. The Stallions are very rhythmic in the offensive plays they're calling. They like that little wheel route combination where they dig across the field. The Tar Heels have figured that out. I think their new wrinkle is they're throwing a little swing pass out of the tailback to try to draw that linebacker up so they can hit that dig route across the middle. They're not buying it right now, the Tar Heels. I think they need to stay disciplined, force them into a punt, and then by getting a punt here, then they haven't lost anything with that turnover.
Yep.
The other part is just don't let two make a big play over here with this single coverage.
14-17 to go here. Yeah, number 2 is a big dude.
No, he's 2 is every bit.
Arms are as big as my calves. That's Anthony Cruz, 6'4", 220. Probably about 3% body fat on his arms.
Good
up
pressure
the middle.
Up front.
They got him. Got him. Nice job. Number 22. That's Daryl Harp Sr. out of Victoriaville, California. Victorville, California. This is 4th down.
4th down. It's looks like they're bringing in their kicking game.
Yeah, they got a punt.
They got their kicking game in there.
Stallions with 1 timeout left in this one.
Yeah, it's right here. Don't go off sides. Don't give them a free first down with silliness off sides. Punt returner's got to know if it's not a clean catch, let it go because you're getting the ball back. If you do get a clean catch, try to get over to the sideline and no clips. No clips, no holds. No need to give up a 10 to 15-yard penalty right now.
Last time they punted, Coach, a bad snap. Good snap. Nice boom. My goodness. But it went off the side of his foot. Ball takes a bounce at the 45. Picked up, scooped up. That's
was that Miles?
No, it's Eric Clark.
That's Clark. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's 2
Clark.
zeros on the team.
Clark
that
Jr.?
one. Clark Jr.
Melbourne product right there.
Yes, sir. Went to Gannon University, Melbourne High School. So no harm, no foul on the turnover. 12:54 to play in the game. 24-22 on the Poe Roofing and Consulting scoreboard. Let's see. I know. And back in the game, no worse for the wear, is quarterback Jarris Smith.
Yeah, short memory. Quarterbacks need to have a short memory. He's, last 2 series he's had a turnover on a fumble and a turnover and interception. He needs to put that in the back of his mind and go ahead and play.
Well, he needs to remember to protect the ball.
Yeah.
Up the middle, and I just hear nothing but helmets colliding.
He does not go down easy.
No, he does not.
He's got a little bit of a the cat that played for the Seahawks went out to the Raiders.
Marshawn Lynch.
He's a little Marshawn Lynch in him right there.
Yes.
He runs the ball hard, man. He's got a nice quick step and runs the ball hard.
What did Marshawn say at the press conference?
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, look, if I talk to him later on, he looks at me and goes, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Yep.
We're not going to start to press him for.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and press him for anything.
I like to see a hard count right here, though. One thing is they got to mix a couple hard counts in because of the timing that the blitz is starting to get.
Yep. And they bring it again. Quick out here.
Come on. Jackson with a nice little quick screen. That's a good run. Good block in the open field.
Yep. Good yak there. Yards after the catch.
Yep.
Marcus Jackson.
What is it? Stroud Jr., number 7, did a great job blocking in the open field to give him more space to run the football.
Cam Stroud at Agape Christian. 11:40 to go in the game. 24-22. It's almost here, Coach. If they can get another 8 on the board, they go up by 10. But the way the defense is playing right now, you got to feel good about that.
Yeah, they got the single higher safety, so they're going to give a little bit more up in the passing game right now. Smith's just got to find these open routes and hit them.
Smith from the shotgun again. 2-step, pump back, pump fake throws. That's a nice job getting that ball on the backside of the receiver. Intended receiver was Stroud. Sometimes you can throw the ball a little too hard. That back shoulder fade, you got to take a little off of that.
Yeah, I think they're also 7's got to sell that a little bit more. They tried to show the fake screen. 7 immediately took off instead of acting like he was going to stock block. You got to stock block that and then take off. And he didn't show the stock block, which told the DB he was running a route.
You got to step up. You got Derek's face on that one. All right. 11:08 to go. The incomplete pass stops the clock. 2nd and 10. You're taking a look right there at Marcus Jackson. He split wide left. Turns, gives to Tony Miles. Miles trying to get outside. Cuts it back inside. Miles.
Another good hard run by Miles. He was really a block away from turning that into a first down. He strung, the defense did a good job stringing it out a little further than what he needed. He wanted to plant that foot and go north-south. Unfortunately, he was going east-west.
Got a man down here with 10:40 to go. The clock will stop. That's number 18 for Port Orange. Limping off, that's Taekwon Austin, the 6', 165-pound defensive back. And it was him who hit Tony Miles, and subsequently it is he who limps off. 10:30 to go.
It shows what kind of power Miles brings when he runs the football. Now, the sub they brought in, they put him back there at safety, which means there could be a weak link at safety, so you might want to try pressure across the middle of the field on a pass here.
This is 2 down. This is 4 down territory, so they got 2 downs to play with here. That's Damian Irvin right there, lining up on Marcus Jackson. Straight up man. Showing blitz. They bring a double blitz. Face mask. Face mask. No call. No call on the face mask. 4th down. They missed the face mask, Coach.
Yeah, I think because he didn't lock on. I think because he put a flat hand on it.
Still 5.
That maybe in high school. I think in this level, let it go. If he didn't grab the face mask, there's no need to call it.
I got you.
He just kind of put his
Awfully
hand on
generous.
it. Hey, look, I'm Tar Heel home guy, but at the same time, it didn't affect the play. I don't think.
I'm just going to say this. Now I sound like a coach. All I'm going to say is there's a reason they have a 15 and a reason they have a 5.
You're correct on that one.
He said any one of y'all completed a pass on me yet. That is the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on Marcus Jackson because the DB's talking.
Jackson's caught a few passes now.
Yeah, a lot of passes on him tonight. Jerry Smith drops back, looks, throws, fires. Smith had him. He had to turn around the other way. That'll be a turnover on downs. So they'll take over with 9. Now the one issue, Coach, that the Tar Heels have had as a franchise has been giving up leads late. How many times have you and I seen it?
Yeah, and a lot of that falls to conditioning. I mean, it's when you're not conditioned, you're going to give up late leads, and that's part of the youth versus the youth versus the intelligence. I don't want to say the elderly because, heck, I mean, if I was out there, I'd be definitely the elderly.
Yeah. No,
I don't think I'd last, but like
I'm out
5
of breath
plays.
just working the headsets tonight up and down the field. That is Jason Brown, 6', 180-pound wide receiver. There's a little drop there. That's the 2nd time tonight. Cordell Moore has dropped the ball. 9:37 to go. 24-22, 2nd and 10.
They setting up the wheel route is what this they use the same philosophy when they got the touchdown late in the 2nd quarter. It was a wheel route.
Carlito Snoop says all face masks are now 15 yards. Bounces off, but guess what? Zai Q can't go anywhere with that one. Slide down. Slide down. There we go. So that time, Zai Q, who normally has been bouncing off of those tackles, bounces off, then hits the ground. Stallions only have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, big 3rd down right now. This is another opportunity. If they get a big stop here, you're forcing another punt, and You got to lead. As long as you keep forcing punts during this lead, you keep wearing them out, we're in good shape. Quarterback has checked his play. They checked their thing, so let's see what he checked to.
Offside. Oh,
It's
false
gonna be a
start.
5-yard penalty on the Stallions for
That's got to be a
snap.
false start. Yep, indeed it is.
All right, are we going to move on the other side of the ref, or are we staying right here?
We'll stay right here.
All right. I like to be able to move it around. I'm actually getting exercise in while we're calling.
That's good. I hate exercise. 3rd and 15. Tar Heels. Pressure applied. Throws. And we're going to get a hold. They'll decline this, Coach. He was definitely held.
Yeah.
That was Hart back there.
Definitely decline this. It's going to be 4th and about 14. It's 2 sticks. Hey, I'm glad the referee is calling the penalty for them because we all know how dumb defensive players get sometimes. Those guys just saw a flag and they're like, hey, we'll take a penalty right here.
Coach,
Guy,
Coach, you are a defensive guy.
I am a defensive guy, but also I work with defensive guys. Sometimes I got to teach them how to spell their own name sometimes.
4th.
I was like, didn't you learn that when you were in 1st grade?
4th and 15. Back deep is Clark Jr.
Last time we had a good snap. Punt was
a
Aaron
great
off
snap
his
last time. That one, a little high,
Man,
and
if
he's got
it. 6'5", he doesn't cover that snap at all.
Oh, he somehow does something there.
Good
That
way,
ball
good
was
way.
kicked. Fielded.
Unbelievable athletic play by that's number 2. There was
Cruz.
6'4" receiver. If he's not 6'4", 6'5", he doesn't catch that. We got a touchdown.
Here's the problem. That's a penalty. They're downfield.
Yeah.
That should be a penalty. Did he kick it?
Yeah, he kicked it.
Okay, then it can't be downfield.
No, that raw. You can send all your guys downfield.
Yeah,
They can still
yeah.
kick.
I didn't know what he did there.
That's the reason why a lot of teams use the wall punt now is because you can take everybody up front and leave them on the snap.
Gotcha.
Get better coverage that way.
Another opportunity for the Tar Heels to FINISH. Finish it, Coach. You got to finish.
Yeah, we definitely need a nice little to me, they're not going to get a field goal without a kicker. So a good long 5-6 minute drive
shot
here.
Why not take a shot here on 1st down? Play action, take a shot. Keep your eye on Rick Rivers in the slot or Marcus Jackson split wide to the right. And what do I know? The give is to Tony Miles. Straight up the middle.
As long as he's chopping yards, he's clicking clock. That's what they want to see.
Chopping yards and clicking clock. I like it. I'm going to remember that one.
Chopping yards, clicking clock. I don't know.
Chopping yards and clicking clock. You just made that up, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know what it came. Maybe the Under Armour commercial where they start clicking. Maybe it got to me. I don't know. It might be the walking up and down with getting me delirious.
That's
the mosquitoes trying to pick me up.
Right.
No, I like what I like to see is this matchup with MJ on the outside. The DB that's covering him has been a lot of talking. Said nobody's caught a pass on him all night.
I want to see a touchdown on him.
Yeah. And last I saw is MJ's had quite a few catches tonight. I don't know if that's a true fact that the DB said. Oh, that's a nice call.
Straight
Delayed
up the
run.
middle. Tony Miles.
That's a
Tony
ball.
Miles. Touchdown. Space Coast Tar Heels. No flags down. And Miles could have just provided the proverbial nail in the coffin.
That's a good run. 2 points can nail it right here.
And they're going to do
Hell of
the
a run by the
conversion
running
right
back.
here.
Good call by the offense
There it
coordinator.
is. Tony Miles. 45-yard touchdown run What a burst of speed he turned on there.
Yeah. It was a delayed handoff, which allowed the two DNs to run upfield. And then when he hit that burst of speed in the open field,
Gone.
he showed he's not a power runner. He shows he's a power/speed runner.
I don't think Marshawn Lynch was that fast. 30-22. Big conversion here, Coach. Still a one-score game. They give to Miles, cuts back inside, across the line. They say no.
Yeah, I think his knee hit before he was
His
able to
knee
stretch that
definitely
ball
went
across.
down.
Still up by 8.
6:35 to go. It's still a one-score game. 30-22.
Let's see if Coach Dye's defense can close it out during this series. Again, one more time, another good run. Beautiful job tonight by Miles. It's 30. 30. Good run. Good run. He's over here,
Great
you know,
game.
laying his claim
He
to
is
wanting to be the best
definitely
running back.
The supreme title player of the game.
Right now, he's definitely the player of the game. I don't think there's anybody that can even stand to go against that call right now, saying he's not player of the game. You know, and I go back to the play of the game was him taking the interception away. When he took that interception away from the Stallions,
Yeah.
that to me, again, is the difference.
You watch
the Stallions would have the ball in their own territory.
You watch that show, NFL Turning Point?
Yes.
That's it. That's one of them.
That is a turning point.
Turning Point.
That is a turning point.
Boom. All those sound effects they'd put up. A beatboxer I never was with the sound effects. So I don't even know what I just did. Set the kickoff here. Yeah, I know. It was terrible. Ball will bounce. Picked up by Cruz. Be careful here. Cruz cuts it back. Flying across the pile there. Special teams tackle. Good job by number 40 for the Tar Heels. That is Vontavis Myers out of Cocoa, Florida. Out of Cocoa High.
You know who we haven't seen the entire second half is number 1 for the Stallions. We haven't seen the entire second half.
Tyler Johnson says, please. Tyler Johnson says, please visit a soccer field, pick up a kicker.
Yeah.
All right. So this defense has been stout. They have not allowed a point the entire second half. Ramirez, play action, throws, one-handed
Great
grab
catch.
across the middle.
Good coverage,
Unbelievable.
but that's impressive. That's not a coverage issue. That was just a great athletic catch.
They want a flag. That's Cruz. And the biggest guy on the field is not happy that happened. The biggest guy on the field, in case you can't see him, is number 77, Devin Dillon.
Yeah, the offensive line is getting a little unhappy.
It's a nice catch.
Yeah,
One-handed grab.
Great one-handed grab. The coverage out of the secondary was there. That's not an issue with coverage. That was just a great one-handed
And we got a
catch.
flag. That's going to back them up 15. Coaching staff wasn't happy that they didn't get a flag. And now Space Coast. The Stallions are shooting themselves in the foot with that one. So that'll back them up 15. And the Tar Heels will watch another team self-destruct.
Yeah, and that's you can't. I mean, you didn't get the call. You didn't get the call. The one thing that I've learned, it took me a while as a coach. I mean, it might have taken me 10 years. Is you never convince a referee to change his mind.
No.
If they didn't throw the flag right away, it's not coming.
Yep.
All they do is get madder at you, and then the flag eventually comes out on you.
They just lose. Should be 1st and 10, not 1st and 13. $5:20 to play in this one.
See, what they're figuring out right now is that the Stallions did get the first down on the catch. It was a dead ball personal foul, so it should be 1st and 10.
That was great.
Listening to the banner going back and forth between the sidelines and the official here. I'm not sure what's the problem here. Shouldn't it just be 1st and 10?
It was a dead ball foul. I'm not sure how the NFL works, but in high school on a dead ball foul, you would have been marked on a 1st and 10. Then a dead ball foul occurred, so you'd back up 10 more yards and be 1st and 20. But in the NFL, it might be that they still keep it as a 1st and 10.
Looks like it's going to be 1st and 15.
Now there may 1st and 10.
It's 1st and 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1st and 10.
that's what I thought. 1st and 10. Play action again. Under pressure. Gets it out. Ooh. Got to be careful there. Troy with a nice play there.
Good open field right there.
Yep.
Good open field. What's happening is they're doing a great job reading the 3-man combination routes at the top. Quarterback's looking left to go to his 3-man side. He doesn't have the throw he wants, which is forcing him to go to the bailout to the tailback.
Right now, what's happened to the Stallions is their playbook's not deep.
No, it's not. They're running they're running really the same offensive
variations
series.
of everything, just left and right.
Yep, the Tar Heels have done a good job figuring it out now.
Yep.
Forcing them to go to a second, third look.
They just don't have much in the playbook.
Yeah. Now, the main thing is it's just keeping 2 from making an athletic play. That's really what they have to do now.
Looking for
Let
a
him
flag.
run. If the quarterback's running, the Tar Heels are in good shape right now because he's not going to stroke him for a touchdown.
And you can let them have that.
He, out of the 5 athletes they got in their skill positions, he is the least athletic side. I wouldn't mind if he ran.
Well, he picked up 9. So I say you let him have that. No, you don't want to let him have that. So it's
No, you don't want to have a lot, but
4:46. When do they hit 4-down territory here? I would think.
I think the minute the clock went under 5 minutes, they hit 4-down territory.
Throws. Nearly picked off. Threw behind his receiver. And here's the game here, Coach Smith.
Yeah, 4th and 1. I'll be honest with you. This is not an easy call as an offense coordinator, 4th and 1 in this part of the field. You think, hey, let me go ahead and run the football. But it's easy to get stuffed right now. It really is. And if you get stuffed, it blows your whole mindset.
The only yards you've gained is a one-handed catch in your quarterback.
Yeah. It's almost here. I would almost want to see what the defense is giving me, which Tar Heels really haven't changed their look. Almost a quarterback run might be the smartest thing to do right now.
Dylan Ramirez from the gun. Looks downfield under pressure. Steps up. They got him. He
might have forced himself into a first down. That's going to be a first down.
That's a first down.
That's a first down.
Yep, they give it to him. First down. What a gutsy play by Dylan Ramirez, the quarterback. He's still on the ground, by the way.
Quarterback's up. I think it's one of his offensive linemen that are down.
Is the quarterback up? That is big number 67 who gets up gingerly. He's like, I ain't coming out. Dustin Wells.
The argument right now that you're starting to hear is the defense's mindset is you're supposed to be protecting the quarterback. They're not allowed to really take these big shots on quarterbacks.
Right.
Then they just allowed the quarterback to get pushed for 3 yards. So I wouldn't be shocked as next time the quarterback gets a chance to get hit, he gets hit as if he's a tailback.
3:52 to go, 4th quarter. (30-22) Space Coast on top. Again, throws down the field. Beautiful throw. Nice catch. This is a touchdown. Cruz will get
He gets stopped
He gets
about a yard or
stopped.
two short.
Yeah, I thought it was a touchdown. He is stopped. You know, yeah, that was a nice catch. Beautiful ball, though, by Dylan Ramirez.
Yeah, it's that is what you call the back shoulder fade.
Yeah.
You know, he was able to put his brakes on faster than DB and come up with that pass. You know, we just got two shots. Got to keep them out of the end zone, obviously. But if they get in the end zone, just got to keep them from getting the 2-point conversion.
Come on, let's get down here. I got you. I mean, the coverage was there.
Yeah, the coverage was there. You know, it's called 6'4" versus 5'8", 5'9". I mean, it's hard. It's hard to match up when a guy's that kind of specimen. Last time they were here, they singled up number 2. They went with a little fade. First touchdown, second touchdown, they singled up 2. It was a little post route or a quick slant. We got to take away number 2 on the single route right here. But it seems like that could be number 2 that's down with a cramp.
We're just going to come down here to the goal line. How about it, huh?
Well, then, you know, let's contact the NFL. We'll say that we're the goal line monitor. This is the end zone shot.
Here we go. Players down everywhere. 3:12 to go.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a cramp. I mean, he's been making big plays all night. They obviously need to use timeout here so they can get him back on the field because he scored 3 of their, 4 touchdowns. Well, actually, 3 of their touchdowns tonight.
I'm still marveling at that throw, man. I mean, that was just look. Smith has thrown some nice balls tonight. That was the pass of the game right there.
Right now it is, yeah. That is the pass of the game. If they can't get 2 back on the field, though, then it's going to hurt. I don't know if they have the one-on-one guy that can catch the big play in the end zone right now. You got to love it. Once again,
12
back to
players
the
on the
defense.
field.
Literally, the referee goes, count your players. They go, yeah, we got 11. And the referee
Count
goes,
'em
no, you
again.
might want to count again. So they did have 12. Sometimes it's hard
Thank
to
you,
count.
Mr. Harris.
God gave us 10 fingers, so going past 10 is a little hard.
Here we go. Full moon, so expect anything here tonight. From 2:56 to play. 30-22. Ramirez, ball's out. Covered up by
Tarheels
Space
ball.
Coast. And that is a turnover, Coach. Unbelievable. The quarterback dropped that one.
Yeah, that's they're bringing a double blitz up the middle. Semi-bad snap, and really what boiled down to is I don't think the quarterback wanted a piece of that ball.
Wasn't
right
the
there.
worst snap of the night.
No, it definitely was not the worst.
Harp with the recovery.
I think now we got 2-minute warning. Remember, that's part of the rules. We need a good first down here. After the first down, game over.
Listen. You just need to turn and hand the ball to Tony Miles.
Miles needs the football. Nothing more. Miles 1, Miles 2, Miles 3. Hopefully you got the first down by then. If not, go ahead and
They have
try
one
to punt it away.
timeout left. Once they burn it, you got the 2-minute warning because they play NFL rules. So they got really essentially 2 timeouts left to stop the clock here.
They're going with a 2 tight end set, so it tells you they're just running the ball with Miles.
Give it to Miles. But don't be surprised if he breaks one here. We just said a full moon. Expect anything, huh?
Yep, that's a good, tough run. I mean, they're bringing the house. Stallions are selling out, stopping Miles. Miles, patient runner, jabs left, cuts back to the right, makes a big play.
See, here's what I don't get. You got to stop the clock before the 2-minute warning. You said they should have taken the timeout. They did. Okay. I'm complaining, and they did take the timeout. So that's the third and final timeout. Nope, that's gonna be the 2-minute warning. Why didn't you call the timeout before the 2-minute warning? I don't understand that one. Because now what happens is a first down for sure ends the game.
Yeah, you would have had, now
That makes no sense
you
to me.
wasted 24 seconds to what you wasted. If they would have called a timeout,
Be
Riley, they could have called 2 timeouts.
Right.
They got one left, I think is what
Well,
it is.
yeah. Well, if they call a timeout, the clock stops with 2:20 to go. They run a play, 2nd and 8.
And then
run
it
it
becomes
down
third.
to the 2-minute
Yep.
warning. Now it's third down. At the most, 70 seconds can come off the clock. At the most. So it just does not make any sense to me. All right, 2-minute warning is over. (30-22), still a one-score game. Four turnovers tonight by that Space Coast Tar Heels defense. The difference, and of course, Tony Miles out of Sanford, Florida, with some big, big runs. Went to Lake Brantley High School. Turning it on, eating all night long. I like the jet sweep call, Coach. Love the jet sweep call.
Good little
Rick
change
Rivers.
up.
Actually, check that Cam Stroud.
It's 3rd and about 1 we're
Yep.
looking at, 3rd and inches.
First time tonight we've seen it. They pulled it out of the playbook. I liked it.
And the Stallions are choosing not to use their timeout yet.
I just don't get it.
We hear from the sidelines, hey, they're fixing the run, y'all. You think?
Nothing gets by that.
You can tell there's a lot of people out here that have played Madden football their whole life.
3rd and 1. This is Tony Miles left, Tony Miles right, Tony Miles up the middle.
First down. It's over.
Miles, first down, and
It's
that
over.
is the football game, Coach.
All Smith's got to do is knee it from this point forward, and he's got himself a W, and he'll be 2-0 as a starting quarterback.
Now, we're actually going to step out onto the field a little bit. Let's hope and pray. Now, I know you're not going to know what I'm talking about, Caleb, but let's just hope and pray, even with a full moon, there's no Joe Pisarcik moves in tonight. Yeah, and you have no clue who Joe Pisarcik is.
But I feel like I'm going to get an education in the car.
You're going to get an education now. Joe Pisarcik, Herm Edwards picked up the ball, ran it back for a touchdown. All Pisarcik had to do was take a knee, tried to hand it off. And the Giants fumbled it. Herm Edwards, that Herm Edwards would scoop it up, and the Eagles would win. And that's going to do it from Titusville tonight, Coach. Your final score is going to be 30-22. Come on out here, Coach. You can finally get on camera. You've only been trying all night. So, all right. So what are your final takeaways in this one?
Again, I'm very impressed with the second half adjustments that the Tar Heels made on defense.
Yes.
That was very necessary for them to get under control, take away the little combination routes that the Stallions kept pushing at them. But more importantly, Miles, did a great job as a tailback tonight. Hard runs, fast runs, made the extra effort play when he had to during the interception to be able to pull that away from the individual. That, to me, was the key tonight, along with the 4 turnovers. We had mentioned before the broadcast started that the Tar Heels have made their living in the last couple of years off creating turnovers and winning the turnover margin. The only things I think they need to fix is obviously we need to figure out how to get a special teams going. To win the big ones in the end, to go through the playoffs, they have to have a special teams. They're going to have to figure it out. Kicking, punting, every aspect of that special teams needs to be fixed. And then continue to mature, continue to grow. Don't allow the emotions to get a hold of them because they're a veteran team. If you're a veteran team, you don't need to utilize anger. Just continue to plug away, continue to utilize the intelligence you have on this team, and I think they can go deep in the playoffs.
Our supreme title player of the game, no doubt about it, is this 5'9", 237-pound running back out of Lake Brantley High School, Tony Miles tonight. We don't keep the stats during the game, just couldn't do it. He probably had about 150 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. And again, on the defensive side of the equation, nice job by David Dye and that defense with those halftime adjustments. They gave up 22 first half points, nada in the second half. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. And Caleb Brown, our unsung hero tonight. Caleb did an outstanding job up and down this field with that camera. And thank all of you for tuning in here tonight to the Brevard Sports Network. Please like and share our Facebook page and like us on social media at Sports Brevard. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. They would include the Angle Group of Brevard, Supreme Title, Poe Roofing and Consulting, and of course, Beach Wave Volleyball Club. Speaking of the Beach Wave Volleyball Club, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we pick up with their 15 Elite Club. I'll be on the road to Daytona in about 6 hours. We'll see you tomorrow morning from the DME Sports Complex in Daytona Beach. For Derek Smith, Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. Your final score, once again, the Space Coast Tar Heels 30, the Port Orange Stallions 22. Have a great night, everybody.